Okay, the stream is booted on up. Since I'm now streaming to Rumble as well, I'm just needing to make some. It's also a little bit of a test to say the least. I'm just want to make sure things are going smoothly across all platforms, and I also think I can improve the quality of my videos. And I noticed as well my mouth is not exactly moving all too well. I think I needed to shave since it sort of gets interrupted with my camera. The camera's sort of hard to spot what's my mouth when my beard grows out a little bit. But let me go ahead and update YouTube. Thumbnail. There we go. Yep, that's online. Twitch. Not Twitch, Rumble. Look, that appears to be online as well. Uh, maybe not. Yep, it is. Yep, that's online. Oops. There we go. And yep, everything seems to go. Bitrate is good, and haven't dropped any frames. Yep, and I think I'm good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Start a slow start. And yeah, there's more and more replays being submitted. I wonder. It's not related to me. So let's go ahead and start off with a nice 1v1 until people start filing in. This one I did actually. So yeah, let's just do a nice simple US versus Wehrmacht. Did actually drop a couple frames. Hopefully that didn't change much. But let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the north side as the Wehrmacht player, we have War Machine. Spawn on the south side as the US player, we have Prof. Baltazar.
Team ready?
Yep, got a first squad of Pioneers. I need to double check the audio. It feels like, I don't know why, it feels like my audio settings is constantly changing, even though it feels like everything should be the same, but things just seem like it doesn't get replicated properly. Let me just... That should be enough. I also changed some settings. Hopefully there's less pixelation, so I'm going to keep an eye on my other screens as well, see if there's more pixelation as I move stuff around. Quick move around like this should cause potential pixelation. I'll wait for the stream to catch on up. The problem is I can only get up on Twitch. You can only get a maximum of 6,000 bit rate. So if Twitch is able to give a higher bit rate, that would be very helpful. Then again, I could decrease my streams down to 1080p, not 1080p, that's 720. But going streaking from 4K to 1080p may cause a lot of issues as well. So yeah, sorry if I seem like a little bit distracted. I'm just trying to see, because I made, of course, these adjustments, and I'm just a bit worried that it's going to be detrimental. So I'm like looking everywhere except for at the screen. But let's go ahead and just start really focusing on in. We've got the munitions point being captured on up, as was the fuel point already captured. This munitions being captured, MG42 deployed on out. We do have a Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers pushing up this way north. Yeah, I did drop a brief amount of frames, but that may have been the loading screen. Not Pioneers, Riflemen captured the munitions point here, so we've got one squad of Riflemen, second squad of Riflemen likely on its way out. Could it be a Jeep? It's a possibility. Fuel point being captured up by the Pioneers, as the MG42 is still there. Engineers and Volksgrenadiers will be engaging. Volksgrenadiers maybe eyeing the garrison right there. They're going towards the windows, but nope. Engineers at that range will have trouble versus the Volksgrenadiers, even though they have some machine guns. Over here, engineers making their way to this fuel point, trying to secure it up. It will be in supply. No, it will not be in supply. This is a cutoff point right here. So it won't be in supply if he captures it up. It will just delay his opponent's capture when securing it. But the M242 did force back the Riflemen. Good early engagements for the Wehrmacht player. So these pioneers are not advancing. Oh, this could be actually a bunker for garrisoning the MG. Because I don't think that's going to be a machine gun bunker. I think that's going to be a garrisoned MG bunker to eventually be upgraded to a casualty recovery bunker. This is interesting. Volksgrenadiers are catching up at this point now. As I start paying attention, it doesn't look like I'm getting much pixelations.
Bunker is no population.
Bunker's built. He's approaching 60 munitions. So that's Company Heroes 2 munitions. It is 50 munitions in this game, yeah. And he is going for a casualty recovery bunker, and he is putting the MG42 inside, so I did guess correctly. Another MG42 deployed on out. One squad of Volksgrenadiers. Over on the right side, we got the Pioneers falling on back.
We are losing ground.
And this cutoff point is, well, attempting to be cut off. If he gets this point in supply, it won't be a cutoff point, just be denied the munitions. MG42 going pretty far forward. He could have overran the MG42, but in this case, it's a good thing he didn't. It does decapture that point there. Very nice.
We're losing a sector.
Riflemen engaging from the high ground, hitting the Pioneers. Now battle phase, another Volksgrenadier. He does need more Volksgrenadiers for more frontline pressure. MG42s are nice, but they're not... they're just not very mobile for general purposes. We do, of course, have the casualty bunker upgraded. Cowboy munitions? Where else are they going to get all their 6-shot ammo? Pioneers down south, getting forced back by Flame Engineers. He does, of course, spot the Flame Engineers, which could make a difference how he moves engagements. The MG42 can be surrounded by multiple sides. He may not realize a bunker's there just yet, so that could be very important.
We have a lot of incoming fire.
Volksgrenadiers are behind the heavy cover there, so should be good engagement there against the Riflemen. Riflemen are backing off to this heavy cover there, but there's some line of sight blockers in the way now. There may be an avenue for them to fire. Yes, so that would be good engagement there for the Volksgrenadiers, because only one of the Riflemen are firing, just the leader, allowing them to focus on one model at a time, get some a lot of good damage in, while the rest of the Volksgrenadiers just continue firing away. Yeah, and all 5 members of Volksgrenadiers are firing.
Territory.
Rifleman pushing the way forward, does spot this Volksgrenadier. Only one of the... Yeah, it looks like there's multiple squads. Multiple members of the squad is firing. The MG42 bunker should have an angle there. He does have that spotted, and will now start firing there. Medic pushes his way forward. He will get himself an easy casualty there. Is it a good or bad thing that's an easy casualty? He was the Grenadiers, that's for sure. U.S. sniper deployed on out. Trying to go for the sniper.
Defend the fatherland until death.
He does have a kill there, so he did take one shot at the Pioneers. And the sniper's now pushing way forward, does flinch those forces, and does fall back. We do have a Jeep now deployed on the field, ready to run down any counter snipers. We got this medic pushing way forward, trying to grab this Pioneer that went down. He will chase down the medic. Sniper advancing over the right side. Flame Engineers looks like got overwhelmed by the MG42. You can see the two dead models right there. Or no, they're not dead. They're just bleeding to death. Same difference at this point in time. And a Schimwagen. That Schimwagen is purely meant for a counter, trying to hunt down that sniper. You usually see early Schimwagens for, well, for the early harassment, scouting, and aggression. But in this case, it's purely meant for our counter unit. Volksgrenadier recommenders are already engaged, but this should be easy engagement. Yeah, does lose one of the Pioneers there. And the medic is getting gunned up a bit there by the Jeep, but now the Jeep is pursuing the Schimwagen. The Schimwagen is pursuing the sniper. Sacrifices Schimwagen. Oh, yeah, needs to get that road boost, but decides to fall away. It may have been worth it to sacrifice the Schimwagen for the sniper. Now they're going to engage at close range. Got the one Pioneer model advancing. Deciding to task that guy to capture some points is probably a good idea. And this Rifleman does get suppressed by the MG42. Schimwagen looks like actually winning out for the Jeep, no problem, and now the Volksgrenadier pushing forward as well. If the Jeep tried to charge forward to escape, he could body block the Schimwagen. He did not body block the Schimwagen there. I would say he should have blocked it. A trade like that, he probably could have got the kill there. And the US mortar has been put out there purely meant to engage this med bunker with the MG42 garrison inside. But the Volksgrenadiers do manage to overrun the bunker, and getting that decrewed could potentially get him a free mortar, but does fall back in time. Overall, this game's gotten very interesting. Just different strategies was forcing different counters. And the fact he built, I love how he built the Schimwagen just purely meant for counter. He clearly recognized it as the best unit at the time to engage it.
Incoming gunfire.
The Wehrmacht player is definitely, I believe, one of the higher ranking players if he's able to analyze and apply a counter like that. Because most times people just try to run it down with the mass infantry. MG42 garrison right there. There's the gun. Does find an angle there, and we'll go and get out of the garrison. The gun itself is quite wounded. It has all three members, but less than 25% of its health. Those guys are bleeding to death, but not as casualties. Volksgrenadiers will find a nice little first strike there, but they're a little bit outnumbered. Ooh, and he lost a Schimwagen there. The Jeep got repaired and pushed and hunted down the Schimwagen. Grenadier being deployed on out. And the Flamer Engineer says hello. Though he does manage to get out of his max range, though that model may have pushed a bit too far forward. Nope, not being burned to death.
The enemy advances.
The Jeep should be able to push forward a little bit to get some good shots there on the Volksgrenadiers as they start hitting the Flamer NG. Volksgrenadiers are pursuing the riflemen still, but the Volksgrenadiers still quite much more wounded and still down a man. Your sniper pushes way forward, will find a shot there. That's kill number 5. Fresh Schimwagen has been put out trying to hunt down that sniper. MG42 has got outside out of the bunker. I heard a mortar hit, but luckily the sniper got hit there onto the MG42. Immediately finds the sniper there, but doesn't recognize he actually found the sniper just there. Mortars start raining onto the bunker. You gotta get the Schimwagen away from that. He can be splashed down right there. And running a little bit too close to the Flamer Engineers, but he's actually trying to overrun the mortar. First he has to displace this engineer, and there's actually no windows on that side. The engineer's prone to being wiped. One of the models got flinched around, does get fully wiped there. And he doesn't have Blitzkrieg for stun grenades, does he? Mortar's receiving, the bunker's receiving some hits there. Another casualty is reclaimed. This medic's charging forward. If he gets that casualty reclaimed, he will get a free Grenadier. And this Grenadier is immediately upgraded with 2 Panzerschrecks. Does gun down the medic right there. And now hunting down that Jeep. One hit there. And that Jeep is very dead. He unpimped his ride with those Panzerschrecks. Good hits there, but great mortar hit there as well. MG42 is pushing way forward. Snipers here as well. Schimwagen gets some good damage there. He looks like he does not have sticky bombs. MG42 needs to fall back. Does throw a snipe shot there onto the Schimwagen as the Pioneers engage at close range. Riflemen do get inside the garrison as well. And looks like he lost the MG42 itself there to the sniper. Does get one of the models there. Pioneer is still vulnerable to the mortar team. He's keeping the sniper rifleman there to absorb shots away from the sniper. The Volksgrenadier may need to push forward and start engaging this mortar. This mortar still poses a threat to these forces, and that... Ugh, all this stuff is quite wounded. Stun grenades. Guess the stun grenades were interrupted. It's got out of the garrison. And wait, Rangers with bazookas deployed out on the field as well. He's going to try to pursue that sniper. And no, the Schimwagen's about ready to go down to the rifle fire, or carbine fire. On the right side, we've got the Pioneers engaging the Engineers. age-old enemies like Englishmen and Scots, or Welshmen and Scots, and the Japanese and Scots and other Scots, and those Scots, everyone in Scotland. I love that line. Rangers do manage to take out that bunker there. Hellcat deployed on out. He has gone for infantry because the Rangers give that away. So he's not going for any howitzers. That's likely not a Hellcat for off-map combat group. Yep, he does have a tank depot deployed on out. And we do have the Pioneers capturing up this fuel point now.
Great, another replacement.
He does have this Grenadier here with the 2 Panzerschrecks. The med bunker only covered 3 casualties, so he did not get his free Grenadier. And he actually upgraded the 50 cal on the Hellcat. Unusual thing to see.
Attention. The enemy advances.
MG, ready.
Rangers are going to try to capture that DP. He will get it decaptured. Right now it's a single capture in favor of the Allies. The tickets are quite similar as well. Panzerschrecks are making their way forward. The Volksgrenadier could have pursued the engineers. Both Panzerschrecks do miss. He needs to get some veterancy. Oh! And a well-placed mortar takes out the MG-42. Second Ranger squad has deployed an out. Don't see Thompsons on either of these squads. No, is there Thompsons on that squad? Hard to tell sometimes.
We're losing territory.
And looks like the Hellcat will skip on out, and there is Thompsons on the squad. That must be, this is the fresh squad that gets some good Thompsons. And now there's 2 Rangers with Thompsons out in the field. That's going to be a lot of firepower.
Achtung, forward.
The Sniper's also still alive as well. Does force back the mortar. All 3 models still alive, so it won't likely get wiped. Sniper is right there. Sometimes hard to see. And now Shimwagen will find possibility of running down the Sniper. Ranger's going to try to pursue the Shimwagen, but he does not manage to get the bazooka shots there. Got a good burst there. Sniper does get gunned down there. Panzerschrecks do, or bazookas do connect, at least one of them. And this one will get 30 cowed. Oh, I actually left my heater on as well, so you may hear some background noise in between games. Remind me to turn off that heater so you don't hear any fan noises when I'm speaking.
The enemy advances.
MP40s have arrived. Pass them
Oh, he's gone for MP40s. I do like the MP40 upgrade, but I don't think it will work all too well versus Ranger Thompsons. And wait a second. That's a regular Panzer IV. So the regular Panzer IV will be good against the Hellcat and the infantry, but not excelling at both. Grenade was thrown there by the Rangers, gets a great grenade hit there, drops the Panzerschreck. MP40 Volk squad is still quite alive. He's trying to rush forward. Going to pick it up the Panzerschreck with the Volksgrenadier. Panzer IV makes way itself known, and the Rifleman squad may get wiped. And the Rifleman squad gets wiped. The Wehrmacht doesn't have a whole lot of field control. He still has 2 Pioneers for good capping pressure. And looks like the Panzer IV took out all that heavy cover. And the MG42 is still not secured. You could try securing it. He has no veterancy just yet. Doesn't even have the Kampfkraft Center, so no veterancy whatsoever.
ready for a dip.
And the fact that we saw that what looked appear to be stun grenades at one time, I believe he has gone for Blitzkrieg. What did he say? Andrew has been resecured by the Volksgrenadiers. I was using Fired Up to avoid the radius. You could try knocking him around with the Panzer IV, but of course they have bazookas. But they're staying quite a bit farther, and throw the bazookas in the ground, and knocking him around will allow the MG42 perhaps to get some shots in right now. Does retreat back to one of them. The other one is severely wounded. Hellcats makes its way forward. Does have the 50 cal upgrade. Does get hit there on the Panzer IV. They're on equal footing in general. Does roll a bounce there with the Panzer IV. And that Panzer IV shot seemed went straight up to the moon. Rolls another bounce there, receives a pen. Looks like there's a slight advantage for the Panzer IV. Does get a pen on both sides. I don't think the Hellcat can withstand 2 shots. Panzer does connect, taking it out. But the out of control shot does not come forward. Pioneers push away forward, trying to repair it up. After that, he needs to capture some more territory. Of course, has have 2 Panzertrucks in this region. Gets a good hit there on the Volksgrenadiers. This fresh Hellcat has come forward. Does not have a 50 cal upgrade. Maybe a good idea not to get at this moment in time. He has 3 Ranger squads. It's a lot of mobile AT. 2 of them upgraded Thompsons. The third one may be upgraded Thompsons. If he keeps unupgraded, it'll be more effective versus vehicles since he doesn't worry about model drops, the bazooka models dropping, and not being thrown to another member. Strategic point being captured on up. Schimwagen still has a single kill of that sniper. And is that an M2? No, off-map powered shoot. So he went from Rangers and now heading down the artillery line. He may be going for M2. He may next go for the off-map combat group. He knows he's against fighting against Panzer IVs. He has a lot of Rangers with bazookas. Maybe a good idea to go for M2s, but maybe not. Also not so sure. Double pen right there. Both of them technically hit the rear armor as well. The Panzer IV will need to back off. Still no Kampfgruppe Center. Hellcat in pursuit. The Panzer IV does have a bit more armor than the Hellcat in comparison with each other. Does get a nice long-range penetration. Of course, sends up penetration in return. Panzer IV receives a miss. Pack 30 is set on up, while it's sent a miss. Gets a hit there. Sends a pen there with the Panzer IV. Looks like an off-map power shoot on the Pack gun. And does get the kill there on the Hellcat, but he has to be worried about the bazookas. This one does have Thompsons equipped, so if he hits the bazooka models, they will not be up and firing. Both bazooka models are still up and going. He could use Fire It Up to close distance. Bazooka shot connects. Destroyed engine, destroyed gun. Stun grenades throwing. Does get a stun there, but this one model's there. It's fired up. He dancing around because they're stunned. More stun grenades coming forward, and he does not get that bazooka to fire. Something went down. That may be the MG42. Pack 40 can be, or Pack 30 can be reclaimed. More bazookas charging on forward. Remember, the engine's been repaired. And the gun. Volksgrenadiers did distract for long enough. They do fall back. He needs to get that Panzer IV all the way back over here. And there's nice crossholders, apparently. And the MG42 is still alive, so Mesh Extra went down. He's down a Volksgrenadier and down... I think he may have lost a Volksgrenadiers. We have fired up and setting up. He's still pursuing. The nice crossholders can get some great damage in there. And that one model could get wiped out and gets gunned down by the base MG. Does fall back in time.
Pioneers here.
Man, that Pioneer. He needs a buddy and some blood.
We had a full complement.
The crits was a bit lucky, but it's hard to say. How much is this? Saying US is overpowered. He got lucky with the death crits in the Panzer IV.
I don't know if I can hold it.
Both sides rolled a lot of misses when they're moving, so it's hard for me to say how much is luck and how much is statistically probable. I would say the only thing that he got lucky with was the lack of death crits. Remember, his Pack 38 rolled a miss at first as well, then pen. We fired 2 shots. It's really hard to say. Does pull out a regular Sherman tank there, and there's a regular LMG on this Grenadier as well. Mortar finds a good hit there on the Grenadiers. You figure that mortar's actually been pretty good. It's Veteran C2. When's the last time you see a Veteran C2 mortar in a 1v1?
We're ready. We have taken a victory point.
That mortar was a good call. It definitely did pay for itself. Infantry 42 inside the garrison. Nice crossholders. No levels of veterancy. Loses 2 models there. Short-barreled not short-barreled Panzer IVs. Regular-barreled Sherman tanks are pretty effective versus infantry. Good hit there on the MG42. Nice crossholders falling on back. Trying to pursue it. Does not get the hit kill there. Panzer IV here. Second Panzer IV now deployed out on the field.
We captured munition location. Taking water fire. Receiving fire.
We got a stun grenade being thrown there. Does, of course, avoid it. The retreat. Panzer IV gets a pen. Sherman tank rolls a bounce.
Attention. The enemy advances.
Panzer IV is making their advance. We do got the Rangers over here, which they have their bazookas to engage these Panzer IVs.
We have 200 points.
A little bit of scratch. Sherman tank. Depending how those bazookas go, the next engagement could go either way. We do have a lot of VPs for the US player.
Only the best in German engineering. We have enemy munitions location ready to secure. What do you need?
Engineers trying to capture the points. That Pioneer, the fact that he doesn't have any veterancy on anything
Pioneers reporting.
is preventing any sort of health regen. Like these Pioneers, they need some veterancy to get some health regen. Are these guys going back for a Kampfkraft Center? Nope. Most of the Panzer IVs have backed off. Rangers are kept to the right side of the map. Grenadiers catch the center of the map. And Knights crossholders can easily force back Engineers.
We're feeling a bit naked out here.
That is likely going to be a for repair bunker. Could be a for casualty recovery bunker, but I have a feeling it's going to be for a repair bunker.
Pioneer squad reports. Replacements have arrived. MG ready.
Knights crossholders are capturing the southern point, so the Wehrmacht player will have capture in his favor. And we've gotten something else being deployed out here. Could be another Sherman tank, could be a Hellcat. Oh, we do have also long-barreled 76 upgrades. He's going for Shermans. 76mm Shermans are much more durable than Hellcats and M10s. Should be able to tangle with Panzer IVs much easier. Of course, they do lose a bit of anti-infantry.
Incoming gunfire. Most grenadiers hold steady.
Rangers do fall back. And the Sherman tanks are starting to make their advance. As crossholders do fall back. Engineers going to try to capture the VP. 2 Sherman tanks will pose a threat to the 2 Panzer IVs. Pack 38 getting repaired up by the engineers, and that is a repair bunker.
Warming up the engines, sir.
And those the mortars does force back the Volksgrenadiers, and nope, there's the off-map power shoot. You could deploy out M2 in order to barrage the capping squads. And now here comes Blitzkrieg and Manpower Blitz. The Manpower Blitz is going to be very, very handy indeed to get out some more Panzer IVs. And he has a Vet 1 tanks now available.
What do you need?
Vet 2 tanks on the way, soon he'll get some pinto mounts on his Panzer IV. And it looks like this Sherman tank sustained a bit of fire. That must have not been repaired up this entire time. And Power Blitz has been utilized. No additional tanks on the build queue. Looks like another MG42. He's actually going to throw one in one of the buildings up here. Sherman tanks making an advance. The Knights crossholders could. No, they don't have enough conditions for throwing on Panzerfaust. Panzerstrike does connect. Barrels are facing the wrong way. Panzer IV is able to get our first strike. gets one pen there on the pants on the Sherman tank. Rolls a bounce there. Bazookas do connect, getting a pen there, and this Proto Panzer IV does receive a pair of hits. The mounts are now up and going. Volkswagen with a Patrick is advancing, but receive a deadly hit there from the Sherman tanks that do fall back. Ooh, and there's a squad wipe there. So that will reduce the repair ability of the US player. We do have a M2 now deployed on the field. That maybe his only engineer. Task Force Folders receiving quite a bit of fire. Down to 2 models there with no health remaining. One of them gets gunned down at long range. And the M2 looks like barraging the base. He does get some hits. May have lost the Volksgrenadier entirely. Yes, he does. Does receive a hit there. Pack 38 is right there. We'll push it forward. And there is actually an engineer squad currently suppressed by the MG42.
Jawohl, Mynheer.
I just really hate seeing low health units like this. It just
What
hurts.
do you want?
Only hurts. It hurts for them more than hurts for me, but still.
Need any construction?
Bit of a standoff here.
Panzer deployed.
A full Panther. That would make sense. Something a bit more heavy to gauge the Sherman tanks to make sure he wins the battle for the Shermans. Because the way another Panzer IV can cause a bit of a gamble, but going straight for a full Panther will make it so that he can probably easily win versus those Sherman tanks, and then with the Panzer IV can clean up against the infantry. Pioneer squad gets wiped out. I'm pretty sure that was the guy that had no health remaining. Starts to make his advance. This Panzer IV has to quite a bit of fire and needs to make sure it doesn't body block his buddy. Panther now advancing. Good hits there on the Sherman tank. Sherman tank does go down. I don't think he was paying attention there. Loses some models there with the Grenadiers. This guy's prepared up by the repair bunker. And 42 advancing. Nice cross orders trying to engage the Rangers. And great hits there onto the Sherman tank. M2 barrage burning on in. Panther has received a scratch. Another scratch there. And the gunner does get killed there on the Sherman tank. Not like that really matters at this point in time. That's 4 rolls of miss there, and the Panther takes out the Sherman tank. And now these forces should be able to clean up the infantry no problem. The US player may have already backed out the game, because he's not doing much at the moment. And before 2 in this side of gear, in this gear, so I thought it's going to be up here. And the Ranger squad does clean up. Yeah, I think it's already backed out of the game. Sherman tank here, damage engine for something. And looks like he's backed out of the game. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As this starts loading, getting back to the main menu, I'm going to turn off my heater so you don't have the fan going off in the background. One moment, please. There we go. It's turned off. Yep, and yeah, let's go ahead and go for a 2v2 now. Got some good ones. There's one of these ones actually listed as an expert replay. That one must be just bugged out. Actually, I think this one may have been listed at the expert replay. I could be mistaken. Let's just go ahead and go for US Brits versus double Wehrmacht. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawning left side as the British forces, we have Top Gaming. Spawning as ally as the US forces, we have Upili. Upili? Spawning as the opposition as the Wehrmacht player, we have the Grumpy Stug. Hopefully goes for some Stugs, he is Wehrmacht. And his teammate as the Wehrmacht player, we have the Black Cat. Pioneers pushing way forward, capture some points. Wehrmacht course being deployed by both players.
Ready for battle orders.
So this player does use both of his pioneers to build it up. We do have a barracks here, not support weapons center. Munitions point being captured on up, and looks like this guy is also heading to munitions point, I believe.
Point captured.
Yes, he is. Up north, we got the Bren carrier loading up the scope rifle squad. We may see actually a packed up HQ truck, so he's maybe behind to set on up on one of these points. It could be this fuel point, or it could be this fuel point here. I don't believe it's going to be a munitions point, but it could possibly as well. Usually players like to get out some extra fuel to get out that early Stuart. Though extra munitions never hurt as well.
Go ahead, sir.
Bren carrier advancing. Not sure what that's about. Usually these whispers are actually whispers to the players in game, not to me directly, usually. I don't think people will know my Steam tag anyway, so. Pioneers and Volksgrenadier getting overwhelmed by these Volksgrenadiers. Not Volksgrenadiers, by the Bren carrier. They're in the mix of it, and all 4 rifles are firing for the infantry section, so able to get some good damage output from both these units by the Brits. Pioneers trying to capture the point, Volksgrenadiers going to get overwhelmed. Down south, we've got the Volksgrenadiers skirmishing around against the U.S. engineers, deploying out some wire and tank traps there. Riflemen start making their way forward, and we do have the central VP captured on up by the Wehrmacht player.
Under fire. Make it quick.
Not under fire. You're just capping a point, buddy. This player has the same bit of fire. He's got some more Volksgrenadiers. Schimmelwagen, I don't think, or motorcycle would be really useful versus the Bren carrier, but will allow him to engage it. He needs something to deal with a Bren carrier, to say the least.
Go on, sir.
Volksgrenadiers have captured this munition point, or at least able to decapture it. Riflemen and flame engineers are here, does full retreat right there. And MG42 and Pioneers do keep the southern flank secured. And these Pioneers still capture some points. So it looks like there's 2 Volksgrenadiers deployed out for orange. Red deployed out 2 Volksgrenadiers himself and has an MG42. Red carrier receiving quite a bit of fire there. No sappers out to get it nice and repaired up without the usage of munitions.
I hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Decent good damage there. Converted the MMG carrier upgrade. So he actually deployed out a second Bren carrier. So it's gone for 2 Bren carriers there. Does use repair ability. MMG carrier advancing, getting some damage there onto the Volksgrenadiers. That guy is severely wounded. May get wiped out right there, and losing it right now is not good. The other squad is going to get focused down. He's can't out damage the repair, especially for the nearby intersection. Getting some hot shots there. Volksgrenadiers trying to gauge the riflemen. They are in some light cover there. MG42 finds a good angle there, suppressing both of those squads.
Bren ready for orders. Bren ready for
This one's
orders.
not being upgraded with Bren gun. We do have a mortar emplacement being deployed on out. This could be very deadly. It would definitely allow them to gauge this MG inside this house. Pioneers have pushed their way forward inside this church, trying to disrupt the U.S. engineers. Lieutenant has been pulled out, so has a 3-inch mortar emplacement. And now the Bren carriers start making the advance.
Take a message.
Volksgrenadiers are making the advance. These Volksgrenadiers are advancing in open ground. They need to get behind some heavy cover there. We do also have a observation post. Ugh, that's a lot of damage. Faust was fired. Firing another one. And he splits the fire. He should have focused one down. He's going to lose his entire Volksgrenadiers. Does get damage engine crit there and falls back the other one because he was trying to get the other one retreated. Volksgrenadiers advancing, trying to gauge the riflemen behind the heavy cover there. Inch 42 set up to try to ward away against that munitions point. And this Brand Carrier is being repaired up. Both of them are. We don't have the field support truck out. And Rifleman Squad could actually get wiped out. They're seeing lots of fire there. But they will escape on out. We'll find the engineers there. Got a medic. Looks like a Brit medic recovering some casualties. That could be a US medic now looking at it. Rifleman Squad advancing, getting focused down very nicely. A pair of frag grenades thrown by the rifleman. Kills off his own model there. On the left side, or right side, we've got the MP40s advancing on the rear of the Bren carrier, MMG carrier. Scope rifles needs good damage here on the observation post. He's going out for a Kriegsbear, likely a Pack 38. I don't think it's going to be a Grenadier for Panzerschreck. Does connect with the Panzerfaust there, using the repair building now once it gets out of combat. A 3-inch mortar emplacement can force back these Volksgrenadiers behind that cover. And that looks like a regular barrage.
Ready to move!
Observation looks about ready to go down. And Rifleman Squad does get forced back there. This Volksgrenadier squad could capture the point and fall back. And yeah, that is a US medic, not a Brit medic. Let's see. He looks like he's halfway there to a free squad. This medic's retrieving casualty. This one's running forward as well. So perhaps if he gets both of those, we'll have one casualty away to get a free rifleman squad. Entry forward to engage in close range. Suppresses that infantry section. Scope rifle squad could use deploy designated marksman there. He may lose that infantry section there. It does get wiped out there, which actually is a big loss for the Brit because those are expensive squads. 40 squad and making an advance. We got the field support truck set on up, blocking down this fuel point here. Lieutenant also pitching some shots in there. That Volksgrenadier needs to fall back. It's getting way too wounded, and will likely get ripped apart there. His teammates push forward with some Volksgrenadiers along the flank. Scope rifle squad does spot it. Of the nearby officer support, it's likely not going to be able to win out.
Sappers in field. Channel clear, go ahead.
You got the field support truck deploying out Captain. He does have a bit of fuel stored up.
Reporting they have destroyed a German target. Have a secured sector under attack.
How many sectors got decaptured? There may have been a Pioneer that came up here.
Keep firing, keep firing.
Pack 38 camouflaging its way forward, trying to get some shots onto those MMG carriers, and then perhaps get some shots down the field support truck. The Wehrmacht players deployed out his own mortar tube, which would be useful in engaging these guys beyond heavy cover.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the arty line.
And the Brit has gone for Roar Artillery. Let's see what the US players selected. May have selected something, I'm not so sure. Do you have more than 2 command points at this point in time?
What is it?
Volksgrenadiers may need to fall back. No doctrine selected, or at least no visible doctrine selected at this time for him. And same thing here. So likely the other 3 players have not selected doctrine just yet. Good mortar hit there onto the Pack 38. I think he's trying to barrage down the mortar, and the scatter's going in short. Yep.
An assault force has now been assembled in our reserves.
25-pounder right there? Okay, at first I thought it was going to be a 70-pounder, but that's actually a 25-pounder right there. We got some stormtroopers now being deployed and out, likely being upgraded with a Panzerschrecker 2. Mortar and Pack 30 has been decrewed. He has very little remaining. Looks like the regular Bren carrier is being upgraded. Very close range, 25-pounder barrage. Rolls a miss there. Stormtroopers are advancing, not camouflaging forward. Switch to the other Wehrmacht player. No doctor selected just yet. Panzerschreck appears to have roll a miss, and there is also a Piet squad as well. Mortar hit directly onto the Stormtroopers. Does fall back and prone to being wiped at this moment. Does have Veterans 1 infantry. I believe both of them does. If both of them do. Riflemen do throw a frag grenade there. Does get those two models right there with a poor retreat path.
Attention! The enemy advances!
Another grenade thrown. He does largely dodge it, but does lose a model. Also got far rifles as well. Pack 38 claimed by the Brits, and that's actually a pretty good pick for the Brits because they don't really have access to mobile AT, and that would be great for them. Pioneers Pushing 4 will spot the mortar, but not the pack gun. And Great got a spam bot on YouTube. Remind me to remove that.
Yeah.
The Volksgrenadiers making their way forward.
MG, ready.
We're losing territory.
And the fuel point has been captured up. We got the Grenadiers advancing. Fresh squad of Grenadiers. I wonder if it's a casualty recovery bunker nearby. Guess not. That could be a bespoke one. Grenade getting there. He's going to throw grenades at his opponent because he received a lot of grenades so far.
MG, ready.
Captain is in this region, so this area will get a nice buff into their defense. And now the captured Pack 38 is getting repaired up as well.
MG, under fire.
Both Grenadiers pushing their way forward. Let's take a quick look at the... That's the Brit. US player has not selected Doctrine either. And Rifleman will get suppressed there by the MG42. It's not looking good for the Wehrmacht players, that's for sure. The bridge is set up outside of their base. 25 pounder advancing. One of them may need to go for, say, terror or defense just to get some off map to siege this area.
Germans are seizing territory.
Speaking about munitions based abilities, the US player has 300 munitions stored up. So maybe a good idea to go for either airborne infantry just to bring in some off maps to help hit their opponents. Though armored archery wouldn't be half bad as well to use all those expensive abilities. On the left side, Volksgrenadiers and Red Grenadiers making their advance. Flaming Pioneers trying to skirt away. Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers trying to engage the Rifleman. Rifleman throws a nice frag grenade, but they do receive a nice stick grenade. Oaks has a severely wounded, throws out another grenade there. With the amount of munitions he's still stored up, he should be able to throw out a lot of grenades. Maybe rather than trying to go for Doctrine to spend his munitions, he could just spam out throwing grenades. Wehrmacht mortar may get overran by the Rifleman squad.
We got company. Enemy troops right fucking there.
Does fall back, does receive a grenade, but does avoid it.
Yes, sir. Rifles here.
Rifleman and Volksgrenadiers engaging. I think the Rifleman squad should be able to win out. And it looks like captured MG42 does find the stormtroopers. They do have two Panzerschrecks, but they are unable to break through. Captain even throwing some revolver shots on their retreat. Pack 38 set up in defensive position.
Germans are
We do have an armor command truck here, and it's getting out some Staghounds. At least one. Could be going for Fireflies for the rest. Riflemen do spot the mortar, gain some good shots into it.
This rate will be taking Berlin by
There's just a little bit too much fire coming out on the Wehrmacht player, I believe. So the MG14 is providing good hard point, but these infantry units are getting ripped apart. Rifleman squad does get suppressed. Maybe a good idea to retreat back sooner rather than later to preserve his manpower.
Enemy unit down. Airdrop reserves are now available.
And he has gone for airborne. Needs to be calling some paratroopers. Maybe buying some quick response AT guns as well. Stu has pointed out. Does roll a miss there. Has he gone for both? I believe has gone for Blitzkrieg. Yeah, both of them has gone for Blitzkrieg versus airborne and Royal Artillery. Against the Brits, I would assume one of them at least goes for some sort of option that has off-map artillery. I guess not. Rifleman squad does get wiped out there by the Grenadiers. And that Rifleman squad will need to fall back sooner rather than later. Those received the direct hit from while retreating. He went long and he caught it. But the problem is he realized he's not playing football. That's going to use fired up to avoid that fire. Does it through course rifle upgrade as well. Now we've got Veteran C2 infantry for this player. For stormtroopers. Reinforcing from his nearby teammates in the Compgraph Center as artillery now raining on in. Med bunker receiving some hits there. Looks like there's two 25-pounders now.
25 pounds, ready to copy.
Stu apparently has received quite a bit of fire there. We do see what retreating Corliss rifles. Yes. Rifleman charging forward. Oh, what if he has sticky bombs to search?
We need deployment location.
More Stus can be deployed on out. This Stu has rolled a miss. Rifleman squad's charging forward. Infantry 2 has not rotated its gun. And we've got airborne AT gun now sitting on up over here. Trying to go with the sticky bomb. Does not get the sticky bomb off. Suppresses the flamer engineers. And throws a rifle grenade there onto the MG42. Rifleman squad does fall back, and the Paradrop AT gun is going to make some distance as well. Oh, I just realized there's a stag hound here. Having trouble dealing with it. Pack 38 is revealed, at least the gun itself, not the members. Got a fresh half track. He's going to use that to charge into stormtroopers, and now we've got something being called in there. It looks like officer artillery from the captain. And retreating back could be quite deadly. And one round lands top of stormtrooper. At this point in time, I think this is going to be the end of the game. Yeah, even artillery is ringing on right there. Looks like he's not really happy about his teammate.
Our base is under attack.
And looks like the other Wehrmacht player has back in the game. So that's pretty much the end of the game.
Now have assault capability.
And the other one has actually backed out as well. So both of them have backed out. And that's the end of the game. This is Adam Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Hopefully something a little bit better. And before I actually start that replay, I need to pull out the spam bot over here. There we go. Let's see, we just cast one with him. Let's go for something a little bit different. Let's go with this one right here. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as a Panzer Elite player, we have Spanky. Spawn on the north side as a US player, we have 48681910. See, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. What could be 8 numbers? I think Steam IDs are 16, so what could be 8 numbers?
Your pod captured. We're fresh and ready for combat.
Look at my numpad, see if there's any pattern to those numbers, but I can't see a pattern to those numbers either. Oh, the car's got the capture the munitions point here. Panzer Grenadiers being up with the G43s, eyeing for one of these garrisons. Perhaps this one here to engage the engineers. Another Panzer Grenadier squad deployed on out, and likely will go for 3 more. Engineers making their way forward, trying to capture some central points. And this point is starting to be captured on up. This point is being captured by the Kettengrad as this Panzer Grenadiers starts to make its way forward.
To pass on orders.
And the first engage is coming on in. The engineers have not even retaliated yet. We just withdraw the squad, just trying to get a bit of fuel income. And Panzer Grenadiers are going to IDT capture that point immediately.
Kampfbereit.
Third squad of Panzer Grenadiers have now been deployed on out. It's a tank trap. Looks like there's 3 engineers out in the field. This squad is likely a rifleman, a 4th engineer? Wait, 4 engineers? Is this going to be a jeep coming out?
We are coming under fire!
Fuel depot secured.
So what's actually going to be deployed out of here? I actually don't think it's a rifleman. I think it may be a jeep.
Munitions point secured. Ready for orders.
It is a rifleman, so 4 engineer into a rifleman. It can work out, but maybe not exactly against Panzer Elite.
Panzer Grenadiers in the field.
Contact! Infantry!
Pendergrad does receive a bit of fire there. This point is a cutoff point, just now being captured on up. Panzer Grenadiers going straight for that point as well. Did I see a G43 upgrade on that squad as well?
Depot to the enemy.
And that was cancelled. We do got the riflemen and engineers over on this side of the map as these guys are fighting from light cover, getting some good damage in on the engineers themselves. The riflemen have received a
Attention,
couple
the enemy
bullets.
advances.
And he has gone eye to this cutoff point as well. The southern munitions point have not been captured. And so the rifleman has received quite a bit of beating there. Engineers have captured the munitions point. As we've got the Kettengrad now making its advance. Second squad of rifleman squad is pushing way forward. And he's going to knock around that rifleman squad with the Kettengrad, knocking them out of cover and reducing their damage output. But the Kettengrad itself goes down. A little bit overextended.
We are losing ground.
The cutoff point has not been decaptured. The engineer squad is falling back as well. This could be a wiped with the Panzer Grenadiers right there, but he may not be paying attention to it. If he was paying attention, he could have got the wipe. Riflemen are getting reinforced. Engineers are quite wounded. Need a triage to get that healed up. And there's a flamer on this squad as well, so he's deploying out some flamers.
Target has been secured. Squad ready for orders. Ready.
We got 3 squads of riflemen now charging through this sector. We got the G43 and River Panzer Grenadiers. 2 squads of G43s are here. He may does use the suppressive fire ability. Fresh Kettengrad deployed on out as well.
We are losing a sector.
He's great damage there on the rifleman squad. He may get the squad wipe. He's pretty low in health. He does get the squad wipe there. Panzer Grenadier squads do fall back, so he does manage not to lose any squads alone while getting a full squad wipe. That's a very good pick.
We are losing territory.
Camp Groove Company completed. Is not eyeing for a logistics company for extra men. You got the Panzer Command. No, that's Panzer Support Command deployed on out. Why is it the Panzer Support Command looks like the Martyr and the Panzer Jaeger Command has the symbol for the Panzer IV-C? It's backwards, and I don't like it. So he may be eyeing for an early Panzer IV. Maybe he's eyeing for Panzer IV-C. Maybe not.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Panzer Grenadiers gains some great damage on the Flamer Engineer. He does fall back. Still potential for a squad wipe. Nope, those rounds do go ahead and miss. Is there no music playing? Let's switch over to the US player. There we go. Now we got some music. So I am interested in what's going to build up the Panzer Support Command. Panzer Grenadiers lobbing the way forward, just running forward. Does force back the Flamer Engineers. Rifle Squad advancing. May just want to get inside the garrison. He does go ahead and get inside the garrison, but this side doesn't really have a whole lot of windows now.
Rifle squad taking fire!
Does abandon it. And we do got this unupgraded engineer squad, and also severely wounded, so won't be able to do much in next engagement.
They're going after one of our munitions points.
Supply yard being built. He definitely needs a triage center, that's for sure. The funny thing is, it's called triage center. You don't heal people with triage. Triage is identifying ranking of what the wound status is and determining who you should treat first. Green is scratches, yellow is generally broken bones, red is a threat to life, such as respiratory issues. Blue means as good as dead, black means is dead. And in combat, you treat the people who are green and yellow first before you treat people who have light and threatening conditions, because you need people back in the fight as soon as possible. You don't even bother treating people who are blue and black is already dead. Flame Engineers does get some great damage right there, and both of those Panzer Grenadier squads do fall back, receiving quite a bit of damage there.
Rifle squad has the objective.
On the right side, Rifle squads capture the point. We could still have this Panzer Grenadier over here as well. Not upgrade G43s.
By the enemy.
Kinda like the garage back home.
Motor pool deployed out. He's likely eyeing for a Greyhound, which would be useful. Let's switch over to the Panzer Lead player. It is a short barrel Panzer IV. I do love seeing less common units. So the Panzer IV sees loaded out, and the Greyhounds would not be a good item. He needs to get out an AT gun. Let's see what he's deploying out himself. It is a Greyhound. The Greyhound, of course, can lay down some landmines. The Panzer IV-C, of course, be excellent for the infantry, and that engineer is wounded. Congrats with knocking around the rifleman. Didn't really need to, but anything to minimize damage. Currently, all VPs have not captured either, so both players have 500 tickets at almost a 9-minute mark as well. Greyhound has been deployed, so has a short-barreled Panzer IV-C. I think it's a C. It could be the F1. I do believe it's technically the C in this game. Greyhound does roll a miss there.
Task complete.
Task complete. Where is that Kettengrad? There it is. Oh, camouflage Kettengrad. That means he's gone for Luftwaffe ground forces. So the got unknown doctrine for the U.S. players so far. And finding the Panzer IV-C is not what he wants to see. He does get a pen there. Receives a pen there. He must be fighting against so many Panzer Lead players that he's used to deploying a Greyhound. And this player has just learned to play, if the meta is to play out a Greyhound, I shall play out the counter of the Greyhound, the Panzer IV-C. And he's in pursuit. You could take time to lay down landmines. We do got the AT gun here, but the trio center is in the way. He's going to avoid it. Do have to take the shots of the Greyhound. You could take time to actually escape out to this direction. Trio center gets a bit of healing there as well. And he's actually set on up. He's finding angle there. So here comes multiple shots there. One more shot. He does get out of range in time. Now it's a good time to actually take out the triage center. I probably actually would have tried to actually take out the triage center. Maybe he's drunk before. I'm not sure what he's actually doing. Because he's eyeing for the motor pool, not the triage center.
Base is taking fire.
Got another AT gun being deployed on out. Panzer IV-C is not invulnerable. He does have opportunity just to escape, assuming he gets lucky not hitting landmines. Though with Castle Vision, we know there's no landmines.
Tally-ho, we're good to go.
Greyhound, of course, has been repaired on out, or repaired up. And the engineer's going to try to take time to repair the motor pool. He sees something being built there. And he's going to throw some more rounds there onto the motor pool. He's going to rotate the turret around, and the Greyhound's going to back away as the turret finds its mark. I guess not as soon as I thought it would be. Make it damage into there, could leave it dead. Does take it out there. That was horrible control by the Greyhound. But the turret starts rotating, he could just back off again.
We are losing a sector. Our forces are
Now it's a
taking
good time just to back away. He's sustained a bit too much damage to stick around and hasn't done enough damage to the structures to warrant him to continue firing. No need to dive. But the AT gun does find a shot there.
At your service.
And does not take out the Panzer IV-C.
losing ground out there.
We've got the victory point.
So overall, great gameplay by the Panzer Elite player. Though honestly, I would not have targeted, like I said beforehand, I would not target the motor pool. The Triage Center is vulnerable, and taking that out will cost us a bit of resources to rebuild it, and wounding your opponent's infantry can be very useful for the Panzer Grenadiers. Because small amounts of health makes it unable to get healed up to full health is quite big, in my opinion. Another Greyhound deployed on the field. Not necessarily guaranteed that this Greyhound will do any better, but he does have 2 AT guns engaged Panzer IV-C now. So he may just use the Greyhound to engage the infantry. The Panzer IV-C, upon seeing the Greyhound, needs to hunt down the Greyhound.
We're good to go. We're getting hit pretty good.
On the left side, the Flame Engineers did not do much. Panzer IV-C is still very wounded, and this point has been captured up by the Kettengrad. We know that the Panzer player has gone for Luftwaffe ground forces,
We are losing a
but
sector.
nothing what the Panzer Elite player has done would alert him that he has gone for Panzer Elite or Luftwaffe ground
being
forces.
reported.
But he does spot the Luftwaffe squad now, unless he was not paying attention, because that squad did get wiped. So there's a possibility he doesn't get spotted, but there's also, of course, some casualties there.
Put her in gear.
So now we should know that the
Under fire.
doctrine has been spotted there,
Our supply
but
lines
still
being
unknown doctrine. What doctrine would you go for now, fighting against the Panzer IV-C like that? Rangers wouldn't be half bad, but it would also be a bit of a equal trade. Same thing with airborne troops, but the airborne troops can deploy out some quick and AT guns. Maybe it has to go for armor, or able to engage that Greyhound no problem. Not Greyhound, Panzer IV-C. Does get a suppressive fire ability there from the G43 before it falls back. Got the Flood the Flame Engineer trying to burn that squad. Does force it back as well. Panzer does connect there with the Greyhound. And he may lose his Greyhound as well. Does get a lucky miss or unlucky miss, depends who you're rooting for. And the Panzer Grenadiers do fall back. And this is going to take time to clean up these tank traps. Luftwaffe squad does get forced back. The engineer squad will fall back as well. This VP has not been captured. The capture is neutral, and only 8 tickets have been lost for the US
Losing
player.
ground out there.
This player is pulling out a sniper, and now they've got the Panzer IV-C, finds the angle there onto the AT gun while it's not set on up, and gets a direct hit, wiping out all 3 members. Ooh.
Operation posts report. We are
And it's going to
losing
take time
a
to
sector.
clean up that 8 tank gun entirely.
Standing by.
He's not also setting gun up for increased rate of fire either. We have a mortar half track here.
A fuel point is being seized.
AT gun does go down.
We're in the shit now.
Hand track fires, rules a miss.
Listen.
Composition B is in. Troops can now make sticky bombs.
Sticky bombs could be useful against
We
Panzer
are
IV-C.
losing the munitions sector.
Flame Engineers going forward and forward, does pin one of them down, and Flame Engineers gets some great damage there, forcing back all those squads. S4C advancing, does set on up, but does set up on front of the AT gun. Sticky Bomb does get found. Continues firing, a lot of fire there onto the Panzer IV C. Gets some good hits there, rolls around with the AT gun, takes out the AT gun, fully destroys it. The Greyhound should be able to get the rear armor to take out that Panzer IV C. The Panzer IV C has a damn engine as well. Another sticky bomb there, not hitting the rifleman squad right in front of him. Another damage engine there, main gun destroyed, so that Panzer IV C is dead. And it looks like another destroyed engine crit there with the Greyhound. Does throw a sticky bomb there when he didn't really need to. I guess he really wants to free up this Greyhound sooner rather than later. And there goes the Panzer IV C.
Engineers engaging the enemy.
AT deploy!
Listen up,
57
people.
millimeter.
We do have
at your
the
service.
another AT gun deployed and out. The AT gun will be useful if he deploys out any more armor assets, but we don't know what our additional assets he's going to deploy out. Got logistics come deploying out. Maybe eyeing for the 4-man squads right now. Maybe just transitioning to just infantry.
Repairs complete.
Nothing being queued up there now. Got the Panzerjäger command being deployed out as well. The off-ground squad and the Panzer Grenadiers G43s making their advance. Forces back the Flame Engineers. Riflemen do against the garrison, and now we do have a sniper, his 3rd kill. As the mortar half-track is throwing some rounds there on the VP, trying to stop it from being captured. Greyhound does get some good hits on the ground forces, so does the sniper.
We are in the shit now.
US sniper deployed on out. We got also incendiary mortar deployed from the mortar half track. Stealth Kettengrad, of course, have good spotting, and that sniper may be spotted from the Kettengrad. It's sort of hard for me to tell. Yeah, it's not running away, or no, it is uncamouflaged running away. Patrick Stu gets Lucy sniped there. 2 snipers spawning out. Good hits on the Greyhound, but does manage to escape on out. The striking squad will get overwhelmed by the Panzer Grenadiers. These Panzer Grenadiers are advancing, trying to hit that Greyhound, and hasn't retreated back all the way. Got damage in the crit there, but this one does fall back. Did he wipe up the other one? The other one may be fully wiped. Nope, there it is. 1 model remaining.
Get it! We're taking fire here.
Rifleman squad does fall back. We got level 1 production. Still an unknown doctrine. He has a good amount of infantry, that's for sure. 2 snipers, 2 riflemen, 3 flamer engineers, AT gun, and a Greyhound. I'm not sure what doctrine the US player should go for. It has a bit of a fuel float, so perhaps transition to some M10s or to some Sherman tanks. Doesn't have a massive manpower float. You could go for an M2. Suppressive fire does come on board, forcing back the engineer. And the camouflage Kettengrad, of course, can spot those snipers.
Under fire!
Point is on. What say we lock it down?
$57 mil at your service.
Await your orders, sir.
Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back. Mortar half track still alive, unaffected, and that's a Flak 88. That's a fully built Flak 88. Very defensive Flak 88. Should be able to protect his flanks from any sort of Greyhound harassment. And help siege away at long range. He's now going to be force firing the ground to take out that cover. And we do have the 4-man squad upgrade as well. So it looks like the Wehrmacht player, not Wehrmacht player, Panzer League players transitioned to an infantry-based army. So with the 2 snipers here, that can cause quite a bit of bleed, but the 4-man squad will give him a bit more durability to the snipers. Of course, he did split his fire as well on the Panzer Grenadiers, so he needs to focus one down before the retreat. Snipers do get a shot there, being poorly micro because they're just sort of dancing around a little bit. Greyhound starts to make advances there, hitting this AT gun. Let's get one model there before falling on back.
We are losing a sector.
That's a Kettengrad there. We're half-track still here. Over on the flank, Panzer squad does get forced back by the Flame Engineers. This Panzer squad could get forced back as well. The VPs are still incredibly high for both players, 444 to 489. Panzer squad is making its advance. More of the hedges are going on down to the Flak 88. And a third US sniper deployed on out. Going for a lot of snipers.
We're losing ground out there.
He could... With the Flak 88 there, he could go for M2 so barrage it from range. He goes for army, he can barrage it from range with the Calliope as well. So I don't think airborne would be a good idea. Patrick does connect there. One. Oh, those are the snipers are splitting the fire to the Luftwaffe squad as well. The Luftwaffe squad will need to fall back. They will get overwhelmed. They're about to get wiped out, but can still get wiped out there by the riflemen. Riflemen out of Veteran C2. And Luftwaffe ground forces will escape on out there. Now we got 222, just purely meant to hunt down those snipers. All the snipers do get inside this garrison. Does get refueled there. Damage engine crit there on the Greyhounds. Perfect time for the 222 to advance and hunt down these snipers. Just going to swing around. Flak 88 must be out of range of the Greyhound or not being properly tasked to the Greyhound. And the armor car is severely wounded right now. AT gun likely got it hit in. Snipers do back out of the garrison here. One Hellcat deployed on out. Hellcat, of course, will be allowed to run down those 222s to save his snipers, but of course, won't be able to run around too much with that Flak 88 in the region. Very large region. 222 has been repaired on up. Of course, got the Panzer Grenadiers here in the mortar half track. This VP could be decaptured. And we've got the firing line of snipers pushing the way forward.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory point.
Kettengrad will take time to decapture this point. AT gun advancing. AT gun's not setting on up, but the Greyhound's also advancing well. Doesn't decapture it all the way. Flak 88 rolls a miss there on the Greyhound. And itself, Kettengrad needs to stay alive just for spawning for the Flak 88. Connects right there with the Greyhound now. And he has not responded yet. If this next shot hits, bars has been researched. And main gun destroyed crit.
Our forces are taking
Now the riflemen are now receiving fire there. Got the rifleman squads here, hitting some of the models of the Panzer Grenadiers that got on the other side of the hedge. And we also got an incendiary mortar right there. And it looks like this Greyhound may have went down. Actually, the incendiary mortar. Yeah, one vehicle kill. The incendiary mortar claims the kill on the Greyhound.
Listen up, Rifle Squad.
Sniper ready to do my part.
Snipers are advancing. We do have Vet 1, Vet 2, Vet 1 engineers. There's quite a bit of veterans here on the engineers. Sometimes we may see the suppressive fire ability right there. Yep,
We're
does
losing a
suppress
strategic
right there. The Vet 2 flame engineers push way forward. Snipers do connect against that Panzer Grenadiers. The super shot does come, or Patrick does come forward. Sticky bomb onto the Flak 88. He's gonna try and run down that mortar half track.
Killed in action.
Ooh, and the snipers went down. Not sure to what though. Pause to the 222. This squad does get burned up a bit. That's one reason why he was microwing up north to hit those snipers rather than saving his mortar half track. Mortar half track needs to fall back. Severely wounded. These forces start pushing way forward. Does run into the flamer engineers. So there's be a lot of AoE damage there. Trying to save his mortar half track. It's getting more lower and lower. And it looks like one of the Panzer Grenadiers do go down right there, getting burned alive. He still has not tasked over here. He's trying to get that rifleman squad, but these guys need to fall back. That's a lot of damage coming from those engineers. A lot of sauerkraut there. Extra crispy. Hellcat starts pushing it over there. I'm not so sure of what reason. The Flak 88 will give the mortar half track cover from it. And we got the Luftwaffe ground forces start advancing, getting some free shots down the engineers. Kaliningrad still here. Fresh butterfly bombs, but getting cleaned up by the bar riflemen. A couple of them do manage to get camouflaged. Let's get a hit there on that rifleman.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Ready.
Taking fire here!
Reference squad receiving quite a bit of fire there from G43s. Vet 2 Flamer engineers advancing, but they immediately get suppressed there by this backline Panzer Grenadiers. Capture points are in favor of the US player, but the margin is still very, very small. 444 to 391.
We're losing a point out there.
Did I hear something big? A Bergantiga. He's using the Bergantiga to recover the mortar half track that actually did go down right there. Did the Kaliningrad go down as well? Not sure why he got the Bergantiga. Where's the Panzer IV C carcass again? Kaliningrad's still alive. The 222's probably dead up here. Yeah, there's the Panzer IV C.
We're losing ground out there.
There's a down Kaliningrad there, but I know it jumped on the Bergantiga, but I'm not sure why he actually got that. Oh. Apparently he was happy to see the camera. More of the butterfly bombs are here. The snipers
We're not
could...
sending home.
One of our snipers is KO.
Oh! And that was, I think, the fresh sniper. No, this guy has 6 kills. This is the fresh sniper. The US player has 9 of the command points as well, so you still can select a doctrine. Minesweepers deployed up with the US player, very nice. There's also some butterfly bombs here. Supposed to look like lay down, yeah, more butterfly bombs. Vet 3 Flamer Engineer, very nice. This Vet 2 Flamer Engineers, all the Flamer Engineers in this region gain some great damage there. Doesn't get any wipes there, but does force them back. These guys need to fall back as well. The mortar half track gains some great hits.
Sniper on deck.
Hellcat is camouflaged here. Doesn't have any good targets in front of them. The Bergantiga is a good target. 10 command points. When's the last time you see the number 10 right there? Double digits. do got another 222 deployed on out. Got another butterfly bombs. Yeah, there's a handful of butterfly bombs over here. Looks like he dropped another round here as well as right here. I'm not sure what the Flak 88's actually firing. Looks like he's hitting more of these hedges.
Going after a fuel point.
Rifleman do throw a sticky bomb there onto 222. He can lose it because he has the Bergantica to recover it. Just takes a bit of time to repair it. Gets a fully immobilized crit. That's a little bit unlucky. But let's find a butterfly bomb there. Then maybe some of the tree path getting a wipe there. He's actually getting inside the garrison. That is going to get him wiped. I guess not. He's tried to blitz as well, but he didn't realize it's fully immobilized. Hellcat's advancing. Flak 88. That's not rotated his gun. Does spot the Bergantica there. And it's going to be focused on the carcass. Flak 88 does connect with the Hellcat there. And Panstruck does not.
What he's doing?
Engineers here. They
Observation post report. Now losing a capture territory.
going for the Calliope is probably a good idea. He has to deal with that Flak 88 somehow, or just stay out of its range with some large amount of artillery barrages.
Mine's cleared. Take your cover.
Nope. Here are more butterfly bomb detonations. Not so sure where. Oh, it's fresh ones being thrown on out. The sniper, he may not realize as well, the sniper's going straight for a butterfly bomb. There's multiple butterfly bombs in this region. Calio pushes his way forward, trying to go for some close range barrages. And looks like both the snipers still alive. Mortar half track now receiving massive amounts of fire there from the Calio. It can potentially go down there. Does not go down there. Bergantica is going to be tasked to get it repaired.
Ready for action.
Point is ours. What say we lock it down? Take cover.
So a fresh US sniper as well. 2 kills. You got these Prince Grenadiers eyeing for past the VP. It'd be a good idea to go for the VPs at this point in time because both sides, the US has a massive amount of munitions, which you can use for various armor support abilities, but those usually rely on having some M10s out or Sherman tanks out.
Operation posts report. We are
Or should I
losing
say
a sector.
Hellcats, not M10s.
Sit up.
I suppose you could do it with Mass Greyhound. Snipers start firing away, get some good hits there on the Panzer Grenadiers. They will just be able to move forward to get some good damage, as well as with the Flamer Engineers. Kaliningrad does manage to escape on out of there.
Got hostiles in the compound. Bases under attack. Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
Got some artillery raining on in over here. Kaliningrad
Losing ground out there.
avoiding firing. Got the sniper getting thrown some shots there onto the, what's it called? Luftwaffe ground forces.
Our forces are taking casualties.
Forces taking casualties. He may have lost a sniper. All his veteran snipers went down. I think the butterfly bombs. Not sure where. Those butterfly bombs just taking out those valuable snipers. Hello, I just saw your message over there. Sorry about that. And we now have a verbal wind deployed on now. That should be useful in helping engage these forces.
I got a bad feeling about these guys.
Get some great damage there on the Flamer Engineers.
Okay,
We
give me
got,
eyeball.
looks like mixed AT and it touched the right.
Taking out more and more of those hedges. He does not need to deploy any more Flak 88s. His issue is not fighting armor, it's fighting infantry. Though he's doing a good job taking out those snipers with butterfly bombs. So I think the verbal ones will be a good idea. I'm more impartial to hull down Panzer IV Cs setup ones, but there's pros and cons between the two, that's for sure.
Field, watch your footing.
We have a threat to our victory. Our supplies are in. Field repair is now available.
Sniper does get Veteran C1 there. Mine detected. There must be some butterfly bombs.
Minefield back
Were they actually butterfly bombs here? Purple Wind does fire a couple bullets there, or cannon shots. Technically, what, 20 millimeters? So they're technically 4 individual cannons.
Steady up, right man.
Minefield clean.
I got a bad feeling about this, Sarge.
What?
And here comes a Calio barrage now raining on in. We would like to take out that garrison, not like that really means much. Luftwaffe squad does fall back. Wind could be a bit more aggressive. The Panzer League player's been pretty passive ever since his Panzer IV C went down. And US players should just perhaps get a lot of armor. I would just say save up his manpower to get out some Sherman tanks. He's just been low on manpower the entire game. Get out a pair of Sherman tanks, or at least a Sherman tank, and just start pushing forward with Allied War Machine. He has 700 munitions. He needs to be a bit more aggressive with his vehicles.
The
He has a,
enemy is down to 300 points.
yeah, he doesn't have a Greyhound anymore, so can't use that either. Or patrol out a Sherman tank, maybe a Sherman Crocodile, and just be hyper aggressive. Central VP is not being captured up. That's another problem with the Panzer Elite player. He's just not really focused on the VP game enough. The US player has time on his side.
Losing ground out there.
Does go some shots there. This Flame Engineer getting body blocked and unable to get his other Flamer in the fight. This squad does fall back. Now this other Flamer can advance. Hellcat does get spotted there. Could go ahead and decamouflage, try to go for a crush, but didn't need to.
The enemy is after our victory point.
3 US snipers still, or replenished. And Central VP will be decaptured there by the Kettengrad.
They keep fucking coming!
That Flame Engineer probably won't stay around for much longer, but the sniper support just needs to stay around for just long enough. One shot there, all those
Enemy
guys about ready
unit
to be
down.
reloaded. Rolls a miss there. And ran out of range with that other guy. Calio Barrage now raining on in, gets some good hits there on the Purple Wind. The Burgundy should still be alive. 2-2 is alive as well. Or there's a fresh one. 0 kills. Have Burgundy needs to take time to repair up that Purple Wind. Its only job is to repair at this point. There's nothing to recover other than Kettengrad over here, which would be totally Worf. Partially, actually, because he is Luftwaffe ground forces. Having some stealth spotters never hurts. He must have enough command points for his Pershing, right? It's 4 command points, not 5? I forget exactly. Great hit there by the Hellcat there. That actually may have been a whole bunch of sniper shots, actually. Wait, that seemed a little bit too close. Is there another Flak 88? Nope, that may have been the same. Flak 88s can reach farther than just I imagine. Great mortar half-track hit there, forcing back the Minesweeper. Oh, there's also the dead Kettengrad there. The Burgundy will cover it.
Sector is ours. We're taking fire. Let's get this done with, goddammit.
Let's use suppressive fire ability there to win the fight.
Losing ground out there.
These forces do fall back, snipers included. Doesn't look like there's any more butterfly bombs in the tree path.
They're taking one of our points.
Patrick does connect there with the Sherman Calio, but will take a bit more shots to take it out. Flame Engineers are here to ward him off as well.
Engineers get the piss pounded out of them!
Losing ground out there.
Calio Barrage now raining on in, trying to hit that Burgundiga. Can it recover the Kettengrad? To recover 2 Kettengrads. Very worth. Very indeed. Rifleman could go forward, capture that point. AT gun here.
Ready for orders, sir.
This game's just been oddly just both passive and mix of aggression, just not action-packed, but not completely devoid of action. It's a weird game, honestly. Both sides just pushing forward single squads. Mortar's getting some good hits on in. Kaliningrad Carcass is still alive, so those can't be recovered. Barbone's actually not pushing the way forward, trying to get some good damage in. So does the 222. But that Barbone almost goes down to the Hellcat. But of course, he does have the Birkentiga. Two starts making way forward. This Carcass does get cleaned on up. The other one's still alive. Does clean up some more butterfly bombs. That may be a fresh batch there. Yep, that's definitely a fresh batch.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Any Pentagon squads do get forced back by those riflemen. Cyber started to push the way forward. Got Vet 2, Vet 1, and Vet 0. Set up fresh Calliope. Yeah, got 2 Calliopes now in the field. I'm bringing some more artillery. Now he's at pop cap, however. If you're going to lose any squad, AT gun's been pretty passive, seems like. Got a fresh Kettengrad here that was not recovered from the Kettengrad corpse. Calliope barrage ring on in. Not like something got taken out there, but it could have been just base items, or not base items, map items. That was already down, so I'm not sure what actually crashed. Oh, sniper went down? Could have been a missed shot from...
Sniper, ready for orders.
Or could have been a... That's explosion there. He found another butterfly bomb. He's taking like 4 or 5 snipers to those butterfly bombs. Ancient damage does come forward. He does use Allied War Machine in case he does lose it. He has munitions to waste, so might as well. And that completely whiffed. Allied War Machines almost goes off cooldown. And Overwatch is still in action. 1 second, and there it goes. Now the self-categorized pushing way forward, and just taking out Thea after Allied War Machine is already worn off. Bad luck for the US player. He wanted that to go down from that previous strafe. So is that lucky or unlucky that missed? Because usually it's lucky for the person who's actually trying to get the hit, but in this case, it was lucky for the Peasantly player not to get the hit. Weird game. Those snipers are actually quite wounded, perhaps on a mortar. And he's going to get inside this garrison there. You will not be able... No, he's not getting inside the garrison. And it's actually still a butterfly bomb there. Here comes the Calliope barrage raining on in, hitting these forces, getting some damage there on the Birkentiga.
Our supply lines are being threatened.
Car captured that side. Flame Engineers going to say hello. And making a order to go of sauerkraut, extra crispy. I gotta stop using that joke, but I just like that joke.
No recruits in. We're back to full strength.
Ready.
Minefield's clean.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory point.
Oh. Engineer squad does manage to escape on out of there. Just the Vet 1 won as well. The Vet 2 and Vet 3 start making their advance. Luftwaffe ground forces will capture the point. They have 1 level of accuracy, Veteran blah. And the Verboen is firing away, hitting some of these forces. Rifleman squad trying to chase down these Panzer Grenadiers. Does get suppressed down. Copy these snipers could be advancing. Birkentiga is still a little bit wounded, but it's not really any threat of going down.
Fall in, man. Engineers, take it easy.
These engineers will see quite a bit of fire from these vehicles. Can't capture the point where those things are around.
Taking fire. Sniper taking fire.
Patrick trying to make his way forward, does not get a shot off there.
Second strike was a day's notice.
Snipers do force back that Patrick squad. As this Patrick squad trying to push its way forward, we got another Calio barrage raining on this region. Finds a good hit there on the infantry. Potential wipe, does wipe with the Panzer Grenadier there. Luftwaffe ground force may get taken out, so loses the motor half track. Carcass is fully destroyed, so the Bergantiga is not useful for right there. 2-2 is falling back, got a second 2-2 here. Does find a hit there on the Hellcat. Maybe a good idea to get out his Pershing. The Pershing would allow him to slowly get veterancy to make it even more deadly when he needs infantry squads. He definitely has enough command points, that's for sure.
Keep those rifles ready. Objective secure. Rifle squad standing.
Dash complete.
AT gun getting slowly whittled away from the armored car. Does take out the AT gun there, which could give the Panzer League player more room to deploy out assets.
Losing a munitions
Let's look
sector.
at the Panzer League player, see what he has. He has a lot of fuel, a small amount of munitions, not enough for a loiter or Overwatch. Patrick does connect the Calliope there. And 2-2 is still skirting around. Hellcat skirting around. Panzer Grenadiers capturing up that munitions point. And this 2-2 is still running around as well. Patricks do connect with that Calliope, but rolls some misses. The camouflage Kaliningrad is still here. Another Calliope barrage raining on in. Grant these forces getting some good damage on them, but looks like they're largely raining far. Patrick does the force back there.
Proving its superiority once again.
Another Calliope barrage right there. This is going to be a much deadlier one, hitting all of these assets.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
Bergantiga is now quite wounded. May need to use the Luftwaffe squad to help get that repaired on up. Rifleman squads are still advancing. There's the Veteran 3 Rifleman squad. 2-2s are getting some good damage in, thanks to the fact that he's on negative ground. Single bomb will go and get it snared, fully immobilizing it. Take the Luftwaffe ground forces quite some time to get that repaired on up. Black 88 does have one level of accuracy, Veteran C. 13 infantry kills. And the 2-2 is trying to fire some autocannon rounds onto that German Calliope, but would not be successful. And it's actually seen a bit of damage there from that Hall mounted machine gun.
You're fixed.
Bergantiga is still fully immobilized. Yeah, there's the Luftwaffe ground forces. There's force back these squads. 2-2s are quite healthy at this moment. And Bergantiga did not get focused down. Even Bergantiga alive would prevent his opponent from not deploying more population space, but he has actually quite a bit of population space, so that's not going to be an issue. Wait, Panzer Air Command just now got research? Is he now saving up for Panthers? I guess he's now getting for Panthers. That's usually an upgrade you see much earlier. I just assumed he had Panther research, but now looking at it, he doesn't have Panther research.
We have lost a unit to the enemy's advances.
Somehow the Bergantiga is still alive. Yeah, it didn't receive a single rocket hit somehow. Dead Kaliningrad there. That can be recovered. Bergantiga. And Flak Panzer Ostwind does have a little bit more than half health. Does get a sticky bomb there over the destroyed building. This rocket squad trying to go for a sticky bomb themselves. Does throw a sticky bomb there on the 222. Best leave the Berkentig alive. It's going to be sinking a lot of repairs. Does actually throw a sticky bomb there. Destroyed engine there, so it's now very immobile.
Our base is under attack.
And the Rifleman squad does throw another sticky bomb there. That could be the death of the Berkentig. All depends on the death crits. But goes down to the Calliope rock instead. Black 88 now receiving some fire there from the Calliope, but it is in range of the base HQ, so get some healing there. Panther research now available. Does consume 24 population, but he does have enough population by 10 right now. Panther Grenadiers making their way forward. Does have Allied War Machine activated. I'm not sure if anything actually went down. That's the already dead Calliope. 2 being focused down. Now here comes the strafing run. Looks like Allied War Machine wore off and takes out the Hellcat for free. Though the Hellcat wasn't doing all too much, but with the Panthers about ready to be deployed on out, it will be useful soon. Flamer engineers do spot the Kettengrad there, trying to capture that point. And yeah, the Berkentig did get cleaned up. You can use a Berkentig to recover the Berkentig. Ensure the Berkentig can recover the other Berkentig if it goes down.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
He just spent a lot of manpower there. Looks like he spent his manpower on the Luftwaffe ground forces. There are sticky bombs there under this 222. Does get fully out of control there. Because he had around 700 manpower, but now he has 300, less than 200 at a time.
Send your mission orders.
Which I know he spent it on Luftwaffe ground forces, but I'm not sure what else he actually
Our
spent it on.
Luftwaffe brothers are available for deployment.
Oh, Luftwaffe brothers? No, that's just Luftwaffe ground forces, not the Fallschirmjägers. Calliope barrage raining on in. We'll find the Flak 88. Does lose a model there. So one model does go down. He would. This HQ may not be close enough for reinforcing it. But his health will get healed up. Patrick started making his way forward. Got the 2 Flamer engineers trying to get some damage in. Get some good hits there, but far from going down. Does fall back with the Panzer Grenadiers now. The amount of munitions that the US player has, it may be a good idea to just get grenade research. He still has nearly 600 munitions. That's a lot of munitions. I'll also get grenade research and just start throwing them out everywhere. Let's go for another sniper. So there's 2 snipers here. Both of them have 0 kills, so they're 2 fresh snipers who may immediately find butterfly bombs again. Getting some great damage on the Panzer Grenadiers with the Flamer engineers. Special C2 on this guy here. This one is suppressed, but nearly at full health. Calliope barrage ring on in. Looks like got a number of kills there. 2 on the Luftwaffe ground forces. Black 88 fires a shot there towards a rifleman with a stealth Kettengrad for spotting. 18 hits there. Does spot the stealth Kettengrad. He may throw a sticky bomb into it. He has plenty of munitions. Usually I say this a waste, but at this point in time, stealth Kettengrads are incredibly dangerous to him. He did not get a stealth sticky bomb there. That guy looks like he was trying to throw one. Black 88 still has 2 members there that can be healed up. Horrible Wind is still in the region. Gets a nice suppression there on the rifleman squad when they're in negative ground. And it looks like the Kettengrad does spot. He's spotted by the Sherman Calliope.
Our supply lines are being threatened.
As Grenadiers and Luftwaffe ground forces are making their way toward the central VP. This VP is being decaptured by this Kettengrad.
Territory sector being captured.
We do have a fresh Hellcat now on the field, ready to engage the various armored units, but that Flak 8 still poses a pretty big threat to him. This VP is captured by the Panzer Lead player. And his Panzer Grenadier squad is falling back. Calliope's making an advance. 7 kills, 6 kills, 1 vehicle, tank kill. Now Panther's deployed on out. Hellcat will need some buddies to help him fight. Calliope barrage running on it. He needs to get those Calliope barrages onto the Panthers. Let's use Allied War Machine there. Destroyed engine crate. And it's going to stop firing against the Hellcat. Trying to stall out, but actually does get destroyed there. Passed by the 222. No vehicle skills. No vehicle skill there. I'm not sure why I actually took it out. Calliope does go down. Does get his Allied War Machine fully fulfilled. But needs more armor. Minesweeper Engineers does go down. The other Calliope's going to be ran down by the Panthers. Now we've got Global Field Repairs being activated. This one could throw a barrage there on this Panther. It will have a damaged engine. Does throw some rounds there onto the other Panther, trying to force it back. Hellcat does roll a miss there. Throws actually rounds there, mostly on the Verbal end. US player's not looking all too good. He doesn't have a massive manpower float. He's perhaps getting out more armored assets. Some extra Hellcats would be useful.
Sector being captured.
Anti-gun set on up. Does get a bounce there on the Panther. Does get a sticky bomb there on this Panther as well. So this one has damage. This one have a damage engine as well. So they'll both slow down to a crawl. The 2-2 can be focused down now with the Hellcat. It is severely wounded. The Flak 88 could be almost in range. Trying to blitz on the way, trying to avoid the Hellcat. Does manage to escape on that. He can't pursue it. The Flak 88 will just rip it apart. Or the Panzertrex. Panzertrex are lining up a shot now. And does connect there. Looks like the US player has backed out of the game. He's lost a bit too much. That was a very, very iffy game the entire game. Well, let's go ahead and fast forward now since the game is pretty much over. I'm not sure what either player should have done. Maybe it would have been better to go for infantry rather than armor. He had not spent his munitions. I think the biggest problem with the US player was he wasn't spending his munitions. And a Pershing would have been a bit more handy than replacing it with a Hellcat at the end. Maybe end up Pershing out and being a bit more aggressive to spend his munitions, because he had up to like 700, 800 munitions at a time. By the way, this is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Does anybody have any preference of a 1v1 or a 2v2? I got a lot of replays ready to be selected. It's also a 3v3. Let's go ahead and do the 3v3. I don't usually do those all too often. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Panzer Lead player, we have Simple. Spawning as the Wehrmacht ally, we have Anarchy. Spawning as the third player, which is Panzer Elite, we have Brutal Hummel. Spawning on the north side as the US player, we have Twitch Sopa Man. Spawning as his teammate as the Brits, we have Level Take. And spawning as teammate, we have Integral Magno. Magno. I don't know why I keep on saying Mango. Magno. Wait a second. This is Annihilation, a 3v3 Annihilation game. What did I step my foot into?
Our Luftwaffe brothers are available for deployment.
We got immediate doctrinal lock-in of Luftwaffe ground forces. Let's switch over to this person now. Not sure actually which player actually selected this. Is the Verimog player. I want to keep the Elite music, sort of like that, going for the time being. We got the scope rifles charging forward, trying to capture this fuel point here. One person has gone for Brits, so he can push forward and get some resource income. Got an MMG carrier upgrade as well. Wait, man points? MMG carrier this early? This may be a high resource game as well. Was this a high resource game, or am I going crazy? Luftwaffe ground forces engaging the MMG carrier, gain some good damage on the rear armor. Panzer charge has built their structures. Yeah, this had to be a high resource. We got the Panzer Support Command as well as a 221 being deployed now. Likely eyeing for more resources. We do have the Luftwaffe ground forces falling back. Massive amounts of Panzer Grenadiers here, plus an NG-42 for support. Suppressive fire onto the Flamer Engineer with the G-43 squad does get forced back. Down here, we've got the 223 advancing, trying to engage the Bren carrier, the MMG carrier. Shimwagen in pursuit as well, and the Panzer Grenadiers get a nice flank, damaging engine of it. And I'm not actually sure who actually got the kill there. Looks like he's happy the fact that their team managed to kill off that MMG carrier. And this Rifleman squad does get overwhelmed by all these forces. This is straight up being A-move blobbed everywhere. Got another Bren carrier advancing. The Brit HQ setting up on this fuel point as well. Which can be dangerous or can pay off. Let's find out. Here's do one advancing. Trying to get some good damage there onto the Rifleman, knocks him out of cover there. Engineers can get nice and close and hit the rear armor, but there's just too many Panzer Grenadiers for the Rifleman. Let's get a full wipe there. We've got these forces pushing the way forward, trying to get some damage there onto Panzer Grenadiers. The Panzer Grenadier squad made it fall back. Regular Bren carrier is sort of dancing around a little bit. No support. Got infantry half-track here as well. Body blocked by his own teammate Shimwagen. And we got the 223 capturing the munitions point now. We do have a light AT half-track deployed out as well. As these Panzer Grenadiers start pushing their way forward. We do have, of course, the Brit HQ command truck. He must only have a scope rifle squad and Bren carrier. He must be saving this resource for a lot of potential stewards. I don't think I even see a lieutenant yet, so this may be actually a lieutenant. Or that could have been wiped already. There's a lieutenant now. They're going for the infantry support command truck. Light TF truck will take quite some time to take out this HQ truck.
We must protect our munitions from enemy advances.
We do have the 221 engaging these forces, getting some good damage in. Riflemen do throw a sticky bomb there onto the 223. Does get a fully immobilizing crit, but we do have some pioneers to support his teammate. Over here, got the scope rifles engaging the mortar half-track with a button from the Bren carrier. I guess he's seeing retreat from somewhere.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
We do got a bunker here. He's likely eyeing to get out capture recovery bunker. Could be for an MG bunker, but I doubt it. On the right side, we do have some downed engineers. He has infantry half-track. Actually, that got captured up by the fuel point. I was wondering how it was captured up because this guy can't capture. I don't know why. It's really hard for me to spot Kettengrad sometimes. Riflemen and infantry section do fall back. IT half-track is advancing. There's potential munitions half-track deployed on out. Unusual. You got the Brit HQ command truck or some fuel support on the fuel point now. He may be rushing out Cromwell's. He could be going for Stewarts. There's nothing being built from it. No, there's something being built, likely a captain. Could be for sappers, but I think it's going to be captain. Let's get suppressive fire there on the Rifleman squad as these forces start advancing. And that is a repair bunker engineer trying to repair up the infantry half track. This infantry half track needs to get back out of there. He's going to get overran, no problem. On the right side, Schimwagen, Kettengrad securing the right flank. And engineers Duke inside this garrison. Here's the repair bunker there. It does get a suppressive fire ability there from the G43s onto the flame engineers, and the infantry half track does fully go down there. On the left side here, we got a lot of forces here. Munition half track, YT, and the 223 saying something about safe. I'm not sure what's about saying safe. It's talking about the bunker. Bren carrier falling back. There's a lieutenant here. You could throw the lieutenant in the back of the MMG or in the back of the Bren carrier.
We have eliminated the enemy.
Does get a full wipe there. Very nice. Good hits there as well. And we do have artillery rating on in. This may be off-map power shoot. It may be officer artillery from the Brit. I'm not exactly sure. Ooh, direct hit there. Does take out the bunker. There's still an engineer inside this building. The two engineers do get out. They're pretty wounded, but of course they can take on an unarmed Kettengrad. We have a mortar emplacement here. 2 mortar emplacements. We've got a 25-pounder as well. The Brits going for quite a bit of artillery. I still don't know what the Brit is going for at the moment.
We are losing ground.
Let's take a quick look at People's Doctrines. We got Infantry Doctrines. This is where the artillery came in. Unknown Doctrine, but there's something selected. Likely Royal Artillery. Unknown Doctrine. No Doctrine selected, looks like. No Doctrine selected. We know about the Luftwaffe. And it looks like no Doctrine selected. Looks like the Panzer Grenadiers receive some sniper hits there from the US player. Got riflemen behind the light cover there. Panzer Grenadiers just charging forward.
Jaeger Command is now available to aid our worthy cause.
I doubt that's going to be for Martyrs. He's going... Oh, he does have logistics company, not Kampfgruppe. So maybe he's actually going to go get some Martyrs, or maybe he's just going to wait, build the HQ, then get out some Panthers. Because I don't think Martyrs will last very long in a 3v3. And no music while switching between all the players, so let's switch to the Brits. We got a Wehrmacht sniper here. Mortars raining on in somewhere. We got the Kettengrad decapturing that munitions point. Pioneers coming as well with a minesweeper. Scope rifles are quite wounded there. Wehrmacht sniper got designated marksman. Oh, that was a mistake. I would have done deploy designated marksman. Oh no, he has no munitions. That's why he couldn't do it. We got two 222s here, light half track and the 223. Those sticky bomb there on the 223, way overkill. He didn't even need a single sticky bomb there. But it's there as well. Bren carrier, or not, Bren carrier 222 does go down there. Could use a Bergen to recover those assets. And that one goes out of control as well, losing all those light vehicles. That one as well, all 4 carcasses. And there is actually a martyr. Okay, I guess I gotta eat crow on that one. Mortar half track goes down as well to the Piets. MG42 does get flanked there and overran by the riflemen. There may be a medic station or 3 on the field. I have no idea. Artillery raining on a repair bunker. And here comes the Panzer Grenadiers advancing once again. And the right lieutenant is actually quite wounded there. We got some STGs there as well. So he's going to go for an STG blob spam, I'm guessing. He needs to get the 4-man squad upgrade that makes these much more durable. Looks like he's pleased once again. Not sure what, though. There must have been something big happen. Most of these forces do get suppressed by the MG42, getting some good damage in. As Grenadiers start making their way forward, they may find an angle on these forces here. Still a lot of damage coming out on this rifleman. This one is still suppressed.
Target has been destroyed.
Ooh, it looks like a sniper may receive an artillery hit there, because there was a sniper that may have been him right there. And MG42 does force him back, but we've got the Stu now being deployed on out. Manpower blitz could be very useful.
We are losing a sector. I say again, we are losing a sector.
Though having the Wehrmacht player going for, say, terror or defense for the off-map artillery barrages could be very useful as well, because a lot of Brit stuff here, and V1s could be very, very useful in Firestorm. Casualty clearing station is deployed out by the Brits. Eventually you'll get some free casualties there from his teammates, or free intersections, or from his sappers. There's probably too many, yeah, the Panzer Grenadiers get forced back. There's just too many riflemen. Over here, Red has deployed out his Panthers now. Not the person who got them from Martyrs. Also changed the players' colors quite a bit often, so coloring them by their color wouldn't work. Ooh, damage engine trick there. I don't think there was a sticky bomb there though, so there must have been a landmine. I believe this is the person that has gone for the off-map artillery support, so maybe he deployed out a landmine with his rifleman. Overall, good hit there. The repair bunker is down. Martyr is quite wounded. Yeah, right now the Wehrmacht player should perhaps eye building caches and repair bunkers for his teammates. He must receive some pretty hefty body block. That is yellow, so I'm not sure what happened there. May have been from these vehicles, or from the munitions half track. Could have been from the Stu. Finds a landmine there. And we've got the M180 gun backing away from these forces. Big retreat there. Lieutenant's still alive. As these SCGs start making their way forward, trying to rip apart these riflemen. There's just way too many there. The rifleman squad could actually be wiped right here. 25 pounder does roll up miss there. Medics are charging forward. Maybe good idea to overrun the HQ. Those medics do buy some time. The mortar emplacements can do some good damage from that range as well. Sapper can get ripped apart. Does get another model there. But needs to get back away. He doesn't have any slit trenches to hide in either. The Brit just may need to run away, pack up the HQ to order a retreat action. He does it right there as well, but still lost his scope rifles. US engineers right here, they're going to get ripped apart by these SDGs. Over here, the riflemen are actually advancing. The Panthers are severely wounded, perhaps due to a lot of bazooka shots and sticky bombs. And the Stu still has inch damage from that landmine in front of us, that happened in front of us. All the SCG squads are falling back. Very, very good idea. He tried to go for some landmines there to hit the retreating squads. It was unsuccessful. That was a very, very good attempt.
Meanwhile, contact reports indicate Jerry has just lost a Marder 3.
Oh, 2500 hits the Marder.
Securing resources from the air.
Maybe a good idea for one of them to get out a Pergantiga.
Speed governors have been upgraded on HQ trucks.
I'd like to finish spreading away those upgrades up. Right. What's the word there, sir?
More and more 25-pounder barrages into this region.
We're setting up the field support CP on this position. Field support at ready.
Okay, he's packed up his field support truck. If I remember correctly, it was over here on the fuel point. He's transitioned over to this munitions point here to get, so, well, more munitions. I guess as well, I noticed nobody's been chatting. I have quite a bit of viewers. I wonder, is there an issue where you guys can't chat? If you can't chat on Twitch, try, message me over on YouTube, since that, or on Rumble. I do have both those streams going. Or just message me over Twitch to see if that's doing. This is the heavy assault grenadier as well. Full squad up there, very nice. Panthers pushing way forward, so is the Stu. G43 squad in the region as well. After here as well. And we got a capture pack 40 here. Pounder has been deployed on out, getting some good hits there. Oh wait, that was a dead Kettengrad, so he threw a round right on top of a Kettengrad that was camouflaged. Captain, Lieutenant, and Sapper make his way forward. Good hits there onto the AT gun. Gets it decrewed. Still no. No, he does have the 4-man squad upgrade. Very nice. Thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, that was actually a subscribing YouTube channel. Thank you. Can't really read it. Need to get a better way to look at that as it pops up. Riflemen and Rangers pushing the way forward. Does get capture there of the MG42. Very nice. More Stu shots raining on in. Getting some good damage there onto the Piets. Good hit there, but not exactly any of the money shots he's looking for. Ooh, the Piets, however, find some good shots there. Main gun destroyed. It does do a full retreat there now. There's actually been something called there. May have been Officer Artillery. No, it's the Royal Artillery. Good shots there onto the 17-pounder right there. Flip the Panther Shreks. He put that 17-pounder a little bit too far forward. And now here comes the Calio Barrage onto the Panther squads. Does avoid it, but the SG squads do see a bit of splash. 17-pounder, of course, does go down there and falls back with all the squads. 25-pounder finds a decent hit there as well.
Battalions just received access to self-propelled artillery vehicles.
We do have a priest now deployed out by the Brits. Let's do a quick doctrine recap. We got, of course, infantry, Royal Artillery, armor company. Yeah, we saw the Calliops. We got tank destroyer. We, of course, know about Luftwaffe ground forces, and we knew about the Stus for Blitzkrieg. The only one we didn't see yet beforehand is the Tank Hunter. Pair of Pioneers trying to chase down this Panther. PS2 hit those 251s. Warferman upgraded.
Quickly, man, pull back. Receiving you, Commander.
Big stream of STGs charging forward, as well as Pantrix. He has 6 Panzer Grenadiers spawning out. He has gone for Tank Hunter, which means a double Pantrix equipped Panzer Grenadiers. So that's 6 Panzer right there. Bunker got cleaned up by the Piets.
The enemy is attempting to seize
Sniper here, but 2 Sniper. Panzer squad pushing way forward, get some damage there. System got open. These forces are making their way forward. STG squad's getting some great damage in there. Riflemen getting overran. The Flamer squad can't really stay here for much longer. We've got something to be called on there. Let's get infantry, artillery, rockets raining on in. And those STG squads do manage to fall back. Visions and Half Track is still alive somehow.
The enemy is attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
Sending Pounder getting hit by these tank busters. Now got to command Cromwell to show him who's boss. He's maybe trying to go for a crush. 70 pounder does go down for him. Left side, Patricks are advancing. Dudes find the rifleman squad. Got the munitions track fully immobilized. Panther's skirting around, not getting a whole lot of kills. Command tank does get spotted there. Now here comes a big wave of STGs to over on the rifleman. Speaking about riflemen, we've got riflemen and a ranger squad advancing with the Thompson upgrade. Pack 38 has been captured. Maybe the same captured one from earlier. The rifleman squad started pushing way forward. We got a sniper. Nope, no sniper shot there. The shoot does get a nice hit there. Rifleman squad and Rangers are falling back. Panthers quite wounded there. See more fire. Warfermen's are now raining on this region, getting some great damage there. Lots of Warfermen. Grenadiers do fall back. Panthers still skirmishing around over on the right side. We got wire and tank traps. And more tank traps. Ooh. Grenade was thrown there, getting nothing really done. And the Ranger squad will actually escape on out of there. I thought it was not going to escape. Rifleman squad could be focused down there. It does get slowed down there from something by G43s. They didn't attempt to throw a grenade, but it does actually fall back in time. We've got a Firefly here supported by a command tank. Over here, Rifleman squads do force back the STG squads. Overall, the US player, the Allies have maintained good fuel control, that's for sure.
Hunter, we're losing a fuel depot to the enemy.
That's just a lot of artillery for the Brits.
Our base is under attack.
Looks like the Wehrmacht sniper does get found, does fall back in time. Good hit there by the Stu, getting some good damage in.
Enemy unit
And a full wipe there on the rifleman. And strikes being put out. This is not from the tank busters, or not from the tank hunter. Warfmen do rain on in, but they do blame Short, nailing his teammates' stuff, and wipes out his own teammates' Panzer Grenadiers. To be fair, those rockets take a bit of time to fall down, so he ran forward into the barrage.
sergeants have joined our ranks.
Looks like I got the veteran sergeant upgrade. Stu finds a great hit there, getting some good damage there. Asking his Panzer League player to do something, not so sure what. I just noticed, well, none of them have gone for Hummels as well.
The enemy is weakening even now.
Run to Stuka? Oh, this. He's talking about the Henschel Strafe support. It's not a Stuka. They're HS-129B3s. Stu's getting some good hits there. Making destroyed there. He does lose that Panther. But this gets some more strafing runs on in. Getting some various damage. The Firefly could potentially go down. Stu's advancing. Even though Stu at this point could get the kill. Nope. Goes down to all the raining artillery. Over here, there's actually a 40 screen deploy up the use player. I haven't seen that. Not really have put my camera over here recently. Those look nice cross holders. Riflemen still in this region as well. These Panzer Grenadiers are make their advance. And Royal Artillery raining on it. He does use Fired Up, trying to hunt down the Panther or the Stu. The Stu has plenty of health. The Panther has plenty of health and armor. And the Rangers should be exhausted. Yeah, they do just get exhausted now. Panzer Grenadiers do receive quite a bit of fire there. The Rifleman squads may need to fall back. And doesn't get a hit there either. As Grenadiers now charging forward, looks like he has all 3 squads alive. They're just a bit split up. These great hits there. They need to displace the Brit. The Brit has a more static location. Displacing him would cause a lot of damage. And I think he may have just lost that Panzer Grenadier, didn't he? Oh, and managed to escape somehow. Yes. Ah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make an opening up over here so he can push for his Panzerschrecks to go for a flank. That's his plan. And the STG should be able to get on this opening. Does wipe out a rifleman squad there. And he does retreat back, avoid the Calliope barrage. On the right side, Rangers are streaming on in. We've got some mission caches here as well. Jim Boggin is at Puncher C3, so we got 3 support vehicles. Which makes sense since he has so many workmen. You may see the suppressive fire ability there, but you can just use fire up to ignore it. Stu does find a decent shot there on the Rangers. And it got 80 gun shots now raining in on top of Stu. The Stu's almost down. Looks like he has that's Vet 3 support vehicles for the AT gun. I always have to remember that the AT guns are support vehicles and not support weapons. We got another loiter right here. Camouflage Kettengrad for spotting. Does get spotted there by going too close to the armored command truck. It's hit or miss whether or not if his opponents actually realize he was there for a brief moment. Flamer engineers may run into it. Yes, the US player actually saw it right here. Plus, they probably should have a good idea that's happening because of the actual ability to be called there and being continuously spotted. Blue, this player is getting bombarded by the rear artillery. He needs to take out those 25-pounders as soon as possible. But we've got more and more U.S. infantry forces are advancing that area, so he can't just run his STGs escorting his Panzerschrecks anymore. And here comes the Calliope barrage, needs to fall back. It's not too far of a fall back, so retreating back immediately is always a good idea right there. Pair of Cromwells. These are not command tanks, these are actually straight up Cromwells pushing the way forward.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Finds hit and a miss there. Artillery ring on in this region.
Base is under enemy fire.
Great hits there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Received massive amounts of fire, though the rockets did not range short as much as he would like. The Worfman, it looks like the Worfmans may have taken out one of those Cromwell. And it looks like the Lieutenant has picked up a Panzerschreck. Over here, Worfman's Rifleman being chased by the Knights Cross Order. He needs to get some veterancy on his infantry. Here, 30 cal. 30 cal's engaging the Stu, so is the mortar. What shot was that? Cromwell here is severely wounded. M10 trying to go for some precious. Looks like he was unsuccessful. And there's some tank traps there, but he squeezes through. Because tank traps in this game, they're really hit or miss, but mostly miss, whether or not they can actually stop something. Warfman's now running on. It's a forward HQ here. Pioneers do get suppressed there. Pioneer does go down. This garrison may actually be on fire, but maybe not.
We have been provided with advanced repair capabilities.
Calliope's pushing forward. Looks like this player has gotten advanced repairs. Panzerschrecks are falling back. Can't clean up those Calliopes. You can potentially get double AT grenade, but that's usually an uncommon upgrade in the first place. Self-propelled, free self-propelled artillery received a Panther shot as this STG squad starts to make its way forward as a Pink Buster squad. Now these STGs start making their way forward. Maybe he'll get the captain. Does use officer artillery there. Gets a direct hit there on the squads, force them back immediately. Over here, we do got these forces pushing way forward. Tigerpanzer has been deployed on out. Only efficiency 1. Needs to get some more levels of
Enemy
efficiency.
unit eradicated.
Rifleman and Vet 3 Sniper making advance even overwhelm those
Enemy forces
as grenades, no
are
problem. That was a
attacking our
color
petrol
mine being
depot.
laid as well. Looks like Green deploy out 3 Panthers, replacing one of the Panthers is lost, and getting a fresh one.
The enemy is weakening even now.
And also a fresh one that's on fire. It has 2 levels of defense specialty. That's a command taking the front. They've got 18 grenades and sprint research for the tank hunter player. Tigerpanzer will be able to destroy that Ford HQ, no problem. He's knocking out the garrison. Next shot should take out the garrison, but I could be mistaken again. Panthers start pushing the way forward. Mason some assault there. We've got the command tank getting cleaned on up. Got the Blitz getting 1 model crush there, maybe 2. Munitions half track does provide a good body block there, but crushes and shots some of these Panzer trucks behind them. But does take out the Chrome out there. Infrastructure do fall back. Does get a receive a grenade there. Needs to fall back to the other guys as well. Tigerpanzer has not cleaned up the garrison somehow. And Panthers are here. A little bit wounded there, nothing too crazy. But here, Rifleman advancing, trying to get some shots in as more Royal Artillery is training on in. STGs are making their way forward. He still has 3 Panzer squads, 4 STG squads. And it's Vet 2 Panther is quite wounded. And ooh, good crushes there. Does retreat back up from losing 1 or 2 models. Fresh Cromwell has been deployed on out. And looks like the Panthers now coming in to engage. Does use the emergency war speed there. He's trying to go for crushes there. Oh, there's good potential, but does kill it off quickly enough before getting massive crushes. Efficiency achieved for a lot of these Panzer Grenadiers. Tigerpanzer pushes his way forward. Lamp shot on the AT gun. Does get a good hit there. Actually, the cruiser I thought he was going to get destruction. Grenade or sticky bomb was thrown to that Panther. Does not get an engine damage either way.
We are losing a sector.
Over here, Rifleman captured that point. Panthers start advancing, trying to get some advancement. This priest is quite exposed. Granted, we know where it's at. They don't know where it's at. I see one of the engineers have the mine laying animation sort of stuff there, which means there's probably a handful of US landmines here and there.
Commandant, capture order completed.
Panzerx are sprinting on forward, trying to close the distance, trying to get past these guys. Does avoid the grenade there, but receives a bit of fire. And emergency allied war machine has been activated, does retreat back, preventing any sort of crushes. And his Panzerx shots did not connect. Workman's not raining on in this region, largely missing. STG squad falls back as well. These guys are exhausted as well. They're saying cap. Are they talking about these points here? There. The Panzer League player that we've been observing is actually quite low on fuel, so they may actually be max on fuel. STG squad down 1 model. Throws a grenade there, getting more models of the G43 squad. This G43 squad still firing away. Artillery raining on this guy here. He's been battered, bruised, and beaten for quite a bit of time. Good Calliope rocket there. He can't stay around and get healed up, that's for sure.
The skills are improving.
Got US infantry here, AT gun and MG. We got a Greyhound as well. He must have got that from off-map combat reinforcements. There's no way that somebody would deploy out a Greyhound at this point in time. Sneaking on does connect with the Vet 2 Panther. Destroyed engine crit there. Greyhound rolls a bounce as well. Tiger Panzer pushes way forward. Looks like some of these half-tracks are getting gated. Panzer starts raining on in. Does save the half-track there. It looks like a squad wipe there as well. At least engineer. Does get a couple crushes there on the Panzer Grenadiers. The Panzer squads could advance. He has 4 Panzer squads now. Over here, Vet 3 AT gun. US AT gun. Impressive. He made a kill off a Panther or 2. There's 1 Green Panther I can see on the field at the moment. STGs are sprinting forward, trying to run down that sniper. Try to go for a crush there with the Sherman Calliope. Good try. We've got Cromwell, the command tank here. Reese pushes way forward, trying to get a barrage somewhere. Flame Engineers does get Flamer Pioneer, gets some good damage in as the Tactical starts advancing. Tactical only has 1 level of Veteran. Vet 2 Pioneer trying to get some repairs in. And got more artillery raining on this base. Patrick's advancing, finds some great hits at the priest, takes out the priest, and this Ptolemy is not going to be able to defend much here. The bridge could be overran. He's trying to go charge with the command tank, does quickly get focused down there, preventing being crushed. We've got a Pershing here, does fall back away from the Pershing. Didn't take out much else, but a nice little strike there is always nice to do. Most of the US players going for a grenade on these STGs, completely whiffs. Does get 1 model, maybe not complete whiff. Green's Panthers making his advance, trying to hunt down that Greyhound. A lot of US infantry in this region as well. And Tiger Panzer still getting much needed repairs. So 30 cal may have been captured. Yep, that is definitely a captured 30 cal by a Volks Grenadiers. Does get some suppression there on both those rifle squads. Very nice. These guys do fall back away from all the artillery. M10's now making an advance. Warfermen start raining on in. Making some good damage there. Panic trucks are advancing as well. We may see... Yep, that's dead. Dead M10.
Yet again destroyed the enemy's armor.
Let's use the sprint ability once again. Quick focus on the Pershing. Lots of hits there on the Pershing. Multiple hits there. Doesn't take out the Pershing. Does take out the Pershing right there. 251 half track. That's not the munitions half track pushes way forward. That may have been meant for our Warferman upgrade. That's not been upgraded with Warferman. But there is also a Flamer Engineers right there. He may have packed up and dropped it off. Warferman or 251 half track slowly crawling away. We've got, looks like a big wave of Ptolemies advancing, including officer, lieutenant, captain, and sapper with Piets. That's a repair bunker. These are repair bunkers, not MG bunkers. STG squads coming forward, trying to force back these guys, able to get some good damage in. Able to wipe out one of these scope rifle squads. On the right side, we've got these Fireflies skirting around. You know, if you hear these Panzer Grenadiers, could potentially get mass AT grenade. He has those research. And that would be 2 AT grenades per squad. Saying there's 2 over here. There's 2 Fireflies and of course the Greyhound. STG squads are advancing, trying to hunt, overrun that sniper. The riflemen are getting defended as well. 1 STG squad still on the field, not retreating back. Now Patrick squad's making their way forward. They have an opening, finds a landmine there. The sprint ability looks like it calls them recover the on the suppression quite quickly. He's going for the Brits forward location. Decides to fall back nice and early. He actually may lose one of the STG, one of the Panzer squads. They're all quite wounded. He may receive some artillery on the back line.
Get ready, bastards. Fire orders coming.
Calio Barrage raining on in. Will be whipping as well. On the right side, Greyhound, AT gun, and Hellcat advancing. This Hellcat is likely from off-map combat group because it's a 50 cal upgraded. Greyhound does roll a bounce there. Hellcat sends a 10. You got 2 AT guns here. They're both unvetted. Damage engine, and there goes the Tiger Panzer. Hellcat getting repaired by the engineer. 2 models remaining.
We are losing ground.
Said he lost. I'm guessing he lost all of his Warpermen? Not sure. See, 1 Warperman, 1 half-track. Oh, maybe he said he lost his Tiger. Still no infantry veteran C4 is a Knights Crossholders. He's a deadly hit there from the Hellcat as well. Start recovering some of the wreckages. And one of the allies backed out of the game. Not red. The Brit? The Brit may have lagged out of the game. I don't think he's in a position where he would rage quit, so that may actually be a lag out. No, he's microing his Firefly, just has perhaps he is lagging, but not a lag out.
Base is under enemy fire.
Tank Buster trying to hunt down this Greyhound. The Greyhound's getting some shots there onto the Tiger carcass. And I got mass Pantrax push way forward. Get some great hits there onto the Fireflies. He must have got them overhealed as well. Great damage there. Takes out one of the Fireflies. Roman tank could be focused down next. He could try sprinting forward as well. There's some good more targets of opportunity here. Marines forces are pushing before. He's pushed forward, allows the Pantrax some more breathing room. Definitely start making his way forward now. Pantrax being focused down. He does use the sprint ability of the Panzer Grenadiers. This one will need to fall back. He should be able to get the kill there on that guy. Overkill, but it's dead. More rounds of Pantrax. He does get the main gun destroyed there. Destroyed the engine crit. Does take it out there with the second volley. Needs to fall back. Was almost getting crushed there. Oh, on the right side, more Greyhounds, more Hellcats pouring on forward. Got a Jeep here. Not sure why. Must have been from off-map combat group, perhaps. Going for an AT grenade. Looks a AT grenade. Perhaps connect the M10. Sherman 76mm advancing. Got the command tank as well. Pershing M10's big line of allied armor. He does, of course, have his Pantrax, but his base is just still keep on getting artillery. Speaking of which, he may lose some of his guys here. He's down to 2 Pantrax squads. Does get a first squad here. He's upgraded to Pantrax likely.
Panzer, we're losing a fuel depot to the enemy.
Flame engineers pushing the way forward. The captured 30 cal is very important. You do, of course, have the Tiger Panzer been rebuilt. Tank Hunter player has plenty of munitions, just doesn't really have doctrinal ability to spend his munitions on stuff. Does fall back on these guys, a lot of armor there. Rifleman streaming on in as well. Maybe a good idea perhaps to not push forward with his AT. No Pantrax on this squad either. Maybe that's a bit of a mistake. Something got wiped out there. On the right side, just random skirmishes along the right side. Nothing like as intense or lobby, just a bunch of small individual engagements. We've got Warfman barrages raining on in over here. These forces are making its way forward, trying to get some PS shots in. It does fall back there. Oh, on the left side, got the Panzer Grenadiers advancing, getting some good damage in. M10s, Pershing, Sherman 76, Allied war machines inactivated. Maybe a good idea for field repairs. Got the HS-129B3s also. Main gun destroyed as well. Is also one of his units. Got the Panthers in the mix as well. Does lose there. Allied war machine has been consumed. Panthers all quite wounded. Calliope's raining on in. Maybe good opportunity to get the Calliope's in. More Hensel strafing supports. Gain some great damage there. Getting some good hits in. This guy needs to keep his critical armor exposed. Does take it out. The other Panthers pushes way forward. They do have some health to gamble with. Pershing's quite wounded now. Focus on the Pershing. Does roll up bounce there. 18 grenades there onto the M10. Very nice.
The enemy's armor.
And the pattern strike from the lieutenant and Piet's raining on in as well. Pershing will escape. Has 1 level of veterancy. Keeping the veterancy alive in that Pershing will be very useful. Looks like he rolls a miss. Almost at the Pershing there with that miss. And we got riflemen equipped with a bazooka. Patrick's pushing way forward, getting some good damage there onto the Fireflies. Got the command tank support. Command tanks right there. That's the regular Cromwell. 2500. This gets a decent hit there. Second 2500 rolls a miss. Charges for the Cromwell, trying to go for some crushes. Action may be pretty good. Does go out of control right there, getting some more models dropped. Forcing them to retreat back, but does lose Cromwell in return.
Proving its superiority once again.
Still no Veteran C3 on the Tiger tank. He's asking the Wehrmacht player why he's going for Panthers. Honestly, he's having trouble fighting against infantry. Ostwind will probably be a bit better. Tiger tank receiving some hits, but also getting veterancy on his tank. Tank's probably would be a bit better. And now we've got some artillery raining on it. That's the infantry doctrine artillery. Getting a great hit there on the Pioneers. Tiger tank will likely go down to it. Take us a Pioneer there. Main gun destroyed. Game dropped a bar right there. Panther receives a good hit there as well. There's so much U.S. infantry right there. The fact they control most of the map, that gives them really, really high population growth. Takes out the command tank there. Stews are another good idea. I was thinking Ostwinds, but stews. And also, he should have had his tank veterancy a long time ago. He doesn't have any veterancy, really. What resources does he even have? Bit of manpower, bit of fuel. He just doesn't have enough munitions. They don't even have any munitions income for more manpower blitz. Got a grenade into the HQ, taking out the sniper in there. We got some Fallschirmjäger support on as well. Unupgraded, veterancy 1. The Fireflies not making their way forward. Panzer squads do fall back. Not Panzer squad, STG squads. Let's get back to him since we sort of had him like established in the color scheme. Stu has been deployed on out. Very nice. It does take out a Firefly there. Very, very nice.
We are losing a sector.
Calliope Barrage is raining on him, gets good damage onto his base. Once again. Siege squad sort of in the background. He's busy microing his Panzerschrecks, trying to get some kills there. This may be an opportunity to go for the base. The brick base. Jeep charging forward. Jeep will spot these Panzer Grenadiers.
Territory.
Ignore the Jeep. Let's take out the Jeep there.
Another enemy vehicle.
SCG start making his way forward, trying to engage these riflemen. SCG, Pantrick starts charging forward, does drop a Pantrick there, does fall back that squad. Mortar pits, don't hit the mortar pits, they'll just consume population, hit other stuff. Let's get a good hit there and falls back, unable to get anything. I think the problem is he spent a bit too much time hitting that Jeep and prevented him from getting anything else. M10 does receive a hit there from the Panthers. And now I got a big wave of M10s push the way forward. And those Pantricks are retreating up back, so these Panthers are going to be unsupported. They've got a single Pantrick here to support. Got potential strafing runs now coming on in. As well as Calibre Barrage right there hitting some of these forces. Panthers are still alive. This one will likely go down very shortly. That one person is still alive. Receiving multiple bounces there. Gets an out of control crit. Bounce. Pantrick sprinting on forward. Net 3 Pershing now. It was at Eventually 1. Panther does go down. Splitting up fire. Pershing is getting a bit slow there. And does take out all that US armor right there. Pioneer is charging forward, trying to deal with these support weapons. Fresh Panthers pushing forward. They're casting GGs, but who knows how this game will still go. Nobody's backing off. It could deploy out Bergantiga to help recover these assets and stop salvaging these carcasses. One of the Panzer League players need to get out of Bergantiga, start claiming these carcasses, and get their armor back in the fight. Because that's a Panther, that's a Stu, that's another Stu, that's a Tiger Tank. I think the lack of Bergantiga from his teammates is actually a bit of a problem.
A friendly headquarters is under attack.
Oh, that's a line I don't hear all too often. A friendly headquarters. Artillery raining on and on the STGs. Pantricks are advancing over here. He has 5 squads of Pantricks. Though some of them have dropped a Pantrick beforehand, because like this guy here, it's only 1 Pantrick. Calibre Barrage is hitting the STG squad is actually great for the Pantrick hit team. Priest does go down. Firefly does receive some hits there. Repairs Sapper won't be able to do much. Has his own Pantrick as well.
We have eliminated the enemy once more. The enemy is hitting an allied base.
Trying to get more of these artillery pieces. Sapper trying to get some hits in. Takes out that Priest as well.
We are losing ground.
Those Priest MGs can also suppress units. There goes another 25 pounder. The Axis players still may be able to get back in this game. The US player lost almost all of his armor. Oh! Pershing gets a direct hit there. I guess he's saying he was at pop cap. The problem is, these mortar emplacements are what he needs to get rid of the most.
The base of our Kameraden is under assault.
And there's still riflemen all over here. Gone for another. Oh, no, that's the Panzer League players, Panther. Got some stormtroopers out here with STGs, or at least a pair of STGs. Has picked up a bar as well. Why do you get the STG upgrade? He's low on munitions. They need munitions for his manpower blitz. Let's get suppressed there. There's MGs in his base suppressing his forces. So she's a grenade right there. Warfman receiving some hits as well.
Attacking the base of our Kameraden.
And stormtroopers do go down. The Panzer League's HQ is now, not Panzer League, the Wehrmacht players' HQ is starting being besieged. Going out, looks like appear to be another Pioneer. Workman Barrage on top of the support weapon. Gets a D cruiser.
Korea has proven its superiority once again. The enemy
He does get a fresh stew right there to start pushing his way forward. Up north, we do got the Pantrix advancing once more, but they received quite a bit hit there. Looks like an allied field repairs, global field repairs was utilized, but the Pershing does go down. Allied war machines being deployed out as well. There's the fresh Pershing from the Allied war machine. Both the Brit and the armor doctrine is quite wounded, but Red, the U.S. player, the infantry doctrine player, has gotten pushed quite far into his opponent's base. Greyhound pushes his way forward, doesn't have the 50 cal upgrade yet. Warfman Barrage gained some great hits there. Rifleman Squad does re-pick up that bar.
Base of our Kamahad is under assault.
Stu is severely wounded. And Patrick do take out a Firefly there. Green's base is almost destroyed, trying to get out some more Pioneers.
The enemy is attacking the base of our Kamahad. Hitting our base. An enemy unit has fallen to our might.
This is saying, team, don't help me, I don't need help. And everybody's angry at each other. That pretty much sums the game. The Axis players have literally lost every territory point on the map. And both sides are just not happy with each other. That pretty much sums up any sort of large game like this. Salvaging the Allied armor is not a half bad idea, but the Axis armor could have been recovered by Bergantigas.
To eliminate a half-track.
Warframin half-track does go down. But that could have been the munitions half-track, actually, now listening to what the audio cue was.
Grenadiers here.
Because I'm not sure that munitions half-track was actually still alive. The Brits' base is about ready to go down to the Panzerschrecks. Repair sappers have overhealed all this stuff. Great hits there on the HQ, almost takes it out. Does go down there. Does have some grenades there. Takes out a mortar in placement, or at least get it decrewed. Maybe good idea there with the amount of forces there. Good idea perhaps to retreat back these guys. Wasn't the Brit may have lagged out again, so it could be just like I said beforehand, he was lagging, not lagged out, I should say. 2 Hellcats here with 50 cals upgraded. Yep, and the Brit force is pushing way forward, so he's just lagging. Pancher's trying to hunt down these Hellcats. No Tiger Pounds that hold the line. We could see a Yaga Panther as well from the Pink Hunter player. But he has a pop cap, or was because everything reinforced probably. Ocean Jaeger's trying to duke out these forces. Hellcats are advancing. Still not any AT deployed out over here. Warfman could fire some barrage onto these Hellcats there. This HQ may finally be fully destroyed.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Panthers getting some good hits there on the rear armor of that Vet-1 Pershing. Looks like he will not get the kill, however. Scope Harvest pushing way forward, getting suppressed by the base defenses of the Axis players. Looks like one of the Hellcats do go down, perhaps to a Warfman barrage. 3 vehicles killed. Lots of Pioneers here, trying to repair up the HQ. Rifleman charging forward from Bazooka, which fires around in the count-proof comp center, and grenade. Holy crap, that was 4 squad wipes on Pioneers. 8 models. And his teammate is trying to bail him out once again. does have a Kriegsberg. Why isn't it deployed a Pack 38? There's a Pack 38. HQ is almost down. He needs to get out some Pioneers. If the HQ does go down, of course, can bring in some cheap Pioneers, if I remember correctly.
Our comrades have lost their HQ.
HQ has gone down. Got the Patrick's pushing way forward. Close range Calliope barrage is largely missed. Damage engine crit there. That's a Vent 3 Calliope. And here comes the N10 trying to go for some crushes. We may see some AT grenades. No, he's out of munitions. He's at 8 munitions and 0 munitions income. Wolfman's raining on him, gets good hits there. And gets a great crush there, wiping out 2 more squads. You got another off-map combat group here. I see 2 Greyhounds. Wait. Was that all one, or was that just queued up together? Bazooka connects with the Panthers. There's 3 Panthers here. One of them severely wounded where that Bazooka's trying to finish him off.
We have destroyed an enemy unit.
And we also got an artillery officer here.
We are losing a sector.
Drop Panzerschreck. We got 3 Panzerschrecks, 4 STGs.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Armor command truck. Where is the Brits' primary HQ? Is there even one out in the field? There it is. Just got redeployed. Hellcats, Greyhounds are advancing. All 50 counts. Preparing up his teammates Panther. It's probably a better option. Get them up and fighting. Panzerschrecks do connect. And Panzerfaust, I believe, as well. Hellcat does go down there. Greyhound's advancing. They can't crush the infantry. Greyhound does go down. And Main Gun Destroyer, that one does go down as well. That should be a lot of carcasses for the Wehrmacht player to recover some munitions and income. All the forces now exhausted, allowing the SCGs to quickly close the gap onto them. Panthers receive a bit of fire there. Quite wounded. Warframe Barrage raining on this region as well. A lot of models have been dropped here. Here comes Warframe Barrage. It's on the retreat path. That's a good spot for it. But looks like the scatter was far too wide. And a little bit too early. STG squads are advancing, trying to hunt down these riflemen. Here comes another Calliope barrage, gains some great damage there.
The enemy is weakening even now.
Let's go ahead and take out the rifleman squad there. Saying move. Move where?
Target has been secured. Squad ready for
Wait.
orders.
Brutal.
The enemy is attempting to seize a few.
There's going to be some fighting for quite some time between everybody. Patrick's pushing way forward, takes up the Calliope there.
Fire has been eliminated.
And it looks like Red has backed out of the game.
Send your orders.
They're really not happy, are they? We got the SCG squads advancing, engaged now the AI-controlled riflemen. And does have a good hit there as well. We got the Panthers advancing. Leaving the Brit and the armor player to play out with an AI ally.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Good hits there. Panthers just pushing their way forward, getting some good hits there on the tank destroyer. That would be Main Gun Destroyed, and there goes that M10. Warfman Barrage getting some good hits there on the Vent 2 Pershing.
Attention. The enemy advances.
Everyone's unhappy. That pretty much sums up any sort of Company Heroes game. This is Company Heroes in a nutshell. I don't think it's a noob. He was pushing in quite hard. He was maintaining good control of the side of the map. He's just not happy that he left the game. Firefly receiving quite a bit of fire right there.
Lost a unit.
Beta 2 Panther receiving quite a bit of fire as well. Firefly does go down.
Enemy tank.
That's a lot of infantry sections. Why there's that many infantry sections? Guess he's trying to deal with the SDG squads? Could see a good crush there. Oh, yeah, got a bit of a smack to those colonies. Allied War Machine has been activated, backs away. And looks like the other US player has backed out of the game now. And that's the end of the game. What a game. Holy crap. Either way, this Anagrade is saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Actually, it's getting pretty late for me. I'm getting a little bit exhausted. I'm probably going to end the stream tonight, though I'm just going to do a quick test with test account I have over here. By the way, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a good evening. Good sleep. The cat is actually... That works.